High school baseball and softball with Big Z Sports and WJER Radio in partnership with Claxon Communications is brought to you by Dover Break, your local Wendy's restaurants, Dover Philly Heating and Cooling, Kemp Insurance, the ECO Educational Service Center, T-County Boxing Academy, and Dumont's. Special thanks to our scoreboard sponsor, your local McDonald's restaurants, and to Subway, sponsor of the WJER Subway Player of the Game. Now let's go live to the field for all of today's play-by-play action. Here are your announcers.
Welcome to Big Z Sports and the sports voice of the Valley, WJER's continuing coverage of high school tournament baseball. I'm Bill Morgan, joined by Travis McClellan, ahead of the third matchup of the season between the Dover Crimson Tornadoes and the New Philadelphia Quakers. And Travis, let's get this out of the way as people look at the picture. They're like, I thought Philly had a higher seed via the coin flip. Well, they did, but the weather conditions bring us to this great turf facility here at Dover.
Yeah, Mother Nature had other ideas, Bill. Tonight's game was slated to be over at New Philadelphia in Tuscora Park yesterday in that beautiful facility, but the rains came and wouldn't let up, and we're getting rain now, so we switched over here per OHSAA rules, and so this whole district's getting topped on his ears as the number one seed Tri-Valley's traveling to Steubenville to do the same thing tonight. The one travels to the four.
Now, having said all that, New Philadelphia is, interestingly enough, Travis, still the home team tonight, so Dover will lead off.
Yeah, Dover will lead off. They're in their away Crimson, but, and so that's the little quirk of the rule, right? We're playing over here in Dover City Park, but New Philadelphia is going to get the home side advantage, we'll say, not home field. They're going to bat last tonight.
Our great high school baseball coverage with Travis and I and our team from Claxon Communications being brought to you by McDonald's, Dover Philly Heating and Cooling, Kemp Insurance, and Dover Break. Coming up as our baseball pregame show continues, Travis talks with Dover head coach Jeff Von Rees. That's next on the Big Z Sports Network and the sports voice of the Valley.
Whether you're looking for a little extra income on the side or an exciting full-time career with endless potential for advancement, our local McDonald's has an opportunity for you. Flexible schedules, competitive pay, fun perks, and a supportive team environment are all part of the package. A job at McDonald's is one of a kind, just like you. Wherever you are in life, you can find a meaningful career at McDonald's, and it comes with a side of whatever makes you happy. Apply online at mcdonalds.com today.
This is Christine from Dover Philly Heating and Cooling, your trained comfort specialist located in downtown Dover. In the dead of winter or the dog days of summer, we're here for you 24/7 with friendly, personal attention and honest, affordable service. And right now, our customers will receive a free duct cleaning with a qualifying system. Call me for details. So if you've been considering installing a new HVAC system, now is the time to act. Call me, Christine, at 330-343-5511. Dover Philly Heating and Cooling, your comfort on call since 1981.
This is Nathan Kemp with Kemp Insurance. Contact us today for all your auto, home, farm, and commercial insurance needs. We're proud to have been your local hometown agents for over 35 years and look forward to helping you see the difference local agents can make for you. Kemp Insurance on East High Avenue in New Philadelphia.
This is Don Kemp with Kemp Insurance. Whether it's repair work from a fender bender, the after effects of a powerful storm, or a life-changing moment like a house fire, Kemp Insurance is here to provide unmatched customer service. Kemp Insurance, your local hometown agents for over 35 years.
Family owned and operated for more than 50 years, Dover Brake specializes in sales and service of everything involving automotive and heavy-duty brakes, along with a vast selection of truck parts and accessories. They also offer alignment, custom U-bolt bending, industrial sandblasting, bonding, and more. And now, you can find the parts you're searching for with a complete in-store inventory updated regularly at DoverBrakeInc.com. Safely shop and pay online and have your purchase delivered, or pick it up at Dover Brake, Route 250 in Strasburg, online at DoverBrakeInc.com.
T-County Boxing Academy on East High in New Philadelphia invites anyone serious about boxing to see what they offer and have success just like pro boxer and Urixville's own Sugar Dre Donovan. T-County Boxing Academy not only offers the area's premier training facility, but also offers the best supplements on the market for peak training to get the most out of your workouts. To see all T-County Boxing Academy has to offer, find T-County Boxing Academy-TCBA on Facebook.
You know what's better than a limited time deal? an unlimited time deal. That's why the Wendy's $5 Biggie Bag with a Junior Bacon Cheeseburger, 4-piece nugs, Junior Hot and Crispy Fries, and small soft drink is available all the time. Because the best time for fresh, never frozen beef and Applewood smoked bacon is all the time. Duh. I feel like I'm repeating myself a lot. For the best deal of all time, gotta be Wendy's.
Unlimited time does not mean forever. U.S. price and participation may vary. Prices may be higher in Alaska, Hawaii, and California via third-party delivery. Fresh beef available in the contiguous U.S., Alaska, and Canada.
Welcome to Dover City Park, the home of the Dover Tornadoes. This is Travis McClellan with Big Z Sports in the dugout with veteran head coach Jeff Fondras, brought to you by Pack Drilling. Coach, you have a veteran team. You only lost 3 seniors from last year's team. Give us a quick overview of this year's squad.
Well, we got 8 seniors this year. Most of those guys play and start every game for us. Got a younger guys filling in spots, but a lot of experience coming back, including our pitching. So, we're looking forward to a good season.
Coach, you always play a difficult schedule. No difference this year. This year, you're 1-1 on the season. You started out with a very tough Normandy team at home under kind of adverse weather conditions, pulling out that win 6-0. Quickly talk about that game.
Yeah, that was a good win for us. Parma Normandy has a nice team. We saw some quality pitching. Kids hit the ball pretty well, and our defense was really played a super game the first day out. So we were excited to get a good W there.
Early in the season, yesterday you went over to New Philadelphia playing your rival and lost in a 5-star classic by 1 run, and it was 3-2 over there in Philly Park. Let's talk quickly the recap of that game.
Yeah, really good high school baseball game. Philly's got a good team. We knew what to expect going over there. We just left too many guys on base. In the first 3 innings we left 6 on, couldn't get a big hit, and then we had some blunders defensively and cost us the game. But really thought we played pretty well, other than that 1 inning where they got 2 hits and beat us by a 3-2 score. So we got to shore it up defensively tonight.
Now, Coach, a little new wrinkle this year. You're playing your rival back to back. What difference is that to you? Is that it's very unique? So what challenges does that present? What excitement is that?
I think it's it's where the Cardinal Conference schedules, and that we just jumped in where Mount Vernon was. So unfortunately, I don't think either of us wanted to play right off the rip like this the first week twice, but it is what it is. They got the win yesterday, and we got to find a way to even things up today.
All right, Coach, finally, what are your 3 keys or your keys for your Tornadoes to walk away from home field tonight with a win?
Well, one thing we didn't do last night was play good defense. We had 3 errors. We got to put a 0 up there tonight. Then we need some big hits. Again, we left guys on base the first, second, and third innings if we'd have got a run there early, that could have changed the outlook of the game. And then finally, all comes down to pitching. We're going to throw strikes. Liam Mast will be on the mound tonight, and if Liam throws well, I like our chances.
Thank you, Coach. Appreciate it. Good luck here tonight.
All right. Thanks, Travis.
This is veteran head coach for the Tornadoes, Jeff Fondras. When we come back, we'll have the Wendy's starting lineups and first pitch between the Tornadoes and Quakers right here on Big Z Sports.
Every day begins with purpose. Every job begins with precision. At Right Mark Roofing, we don't just install roofs. We build trust and forge relationships. We understand that your roof is more than just materials. It's protection. It's peace of mind. That's why we use high-quality products and expert craftsmanship. With a sharp focus, our team is always ready to hit the mark. Call Right Mark Roofing. Let's build a future that stands strong.
Dumont Sporting Goods in Dover and Canton has just what you're looking for, so your athlete has the best gear for the sports they play. Dumont's has a large apparel selection and can handle your customized screen printing as well as embroidery for your team or business. For sporting goods and for all your apparel needs, Dumont Sporting Goods in Dover and Canton has everything you want to play and look your best. Sammy Sue's Barbecue on Front Street in Dover offers a menu full of house-smoked meats, including choices like ribs, chicken, steak, and pork. Sammy Sue's takes pride in knowing that everything on their menu is made fresh in their kitchen with the freshest ingredients. Sammy's also offers a variety of specials all week long, including the popular wing nights every Tuesday and Thursday. Find Sammy Sue's Barbecue on Facebook for a full list of daily specials and everything they have to offer. H&M Collision is conveniently located just off the boulevard in Dover and invites you to experience their unmatched customer service the next time you're in need of collision repair. H&M Collision will offer the highest standards in the industry using state-of-the-art equipment to complete each repair by the book, never compromising on quality and keeping your safety and satisfaction their top priority. When you need premium auto body services, trust H&M Collision, where you're treated like family.
Big moments are coming. Are you ready? If you need sponsor banners, graduation programs, or yard sale signs, the East Central Ohio Print Center has you covered. Visit ecoprintcenter.org. And if you've got a new driver in the house, East Central Ohio ESC offers flexible driver's education with in-car training and online options. Scholarships are available from signs to steering wheels. The East Central Ohio Educational Service Center is here to help. Find out more today online at ecoesc.org.
The high school baseball pregame show continuing with Big Z Sports and the Sports Voice of the Valley ahead of first pitch today between New Philadelphia and Dover. Happy to be joined by Quaker head coach Tyler Weisel. Coach, it's been about a month and a half, almost 2 months since you played Dover. Are there big differences in your team between now and then?
Yeah, I mean, I think we got a lot better as the year went. We had some young guys step into some major roles for us. Some old guys that have been around for a while settled into some roles, and I think we're a lot further ahead than we were when we played them the first week of the year, so we're in a good spot.
Obviously, you're locked into what your team has been doing and hopefully will be doing, headed further in the tournament. What about Dover on that same type of question? Are they a much different team than you saw back in early April?
Yeah, I think the trajectory of high school baseball is that you're going to start off when it's 28 degrees, and then you're going to get to hopefully when it's warm out. Not today. They've gotten better. Their dudes are still the same dudes. So we're going to go out, we're going to attack them, and we're going to let our defense work today.
Tyler Weisel is the head coach of the New Philadelphia Quakers, playing arch rival Dover today in tournament action. Coach, you brought it up. I didn't. Weather. Tell us how that will affect both teams today.
It's this year's been interesting. It's adversity, and this year's been all adversity. It's rained for a week, it hasn't rained for a week, and different things have happened throughout the year that now have become normal, but they're not normally normal. And today's no different. We're struck some adversity. We're still gonna be the home team today. We're at Dover. We're here. We're dressed up. It is what it is. The ball's gonna be wet. We know that. We got to go out, we got to execute, and we got to make less mistakes than they do.
Coach, tell us about your team's biggest strengths and how you feel they match up against Dover today.
Our pitching's been phenomenal, led by Owen Courtney, Jackson Martini, Braylon McBride, Mason Caterina. They've been stellar all year. Hopefully keep that train rolling. We have all of our arms ready, so we're in a good spot there. So we'll see what happens.
Coach, as we wrap up, kind of a stereotypical reporter, coach question, give me one or two big keys you guys have to have today to knock off Dover.
We got to limit 90 feet. We wet ball in the outfield, slick infield on the turf. We got to keep guys at bay. We got to keep the double play in order. We got to cut balls off in the outfield. We got to make good throws downhill. We can't miss cut men today. We got to play really, really good sound defense today. We got to play great fundamental defense today.
Coach, as always, we appreciate it. Best of luck.
Hey, thank you. I appreciate you guys.
New Philadelphia head coach Tyler Weisel. Coming up as the pregame show rolls on, Travis McClellan talks with Dover head coach Jeff Bonries. That's next on the Big Z Sports Network and the Sports Voice of the Valley.
We invite you to discover Keim Home Center in Charm, Ohio. Keim is your destination for all things home, building, and woodworking. From renovation and building projects to custom millwork needs, our team of experts work with both homeowners and professionals to bring your vision to life. Visit Keim Home Center in Charm or online at keimhome.com. Keim, built on trust since 1911.
For over 55 years, McMillan Heating and Cooling has been your local comfort expert and proud Trane dealer, offering prompt services on all brands with professional work, clear and honest proposals, and fair pricing you can trust. Whether it's repair, replacement, or regular maintenance service, McMillan Heating and Cooling has options that fit your needs and budget. And when it's time to upgrade, come see us for a no-obligation quote. Call McMillan Heating and Cooling at 330-343-0235. Local for over 55 years and still keeping you comfortable.
Hi, I'm Zach Motice with the Tuscora Insurance Agency. For all your auto, home, farm, and business insurance needs, contact our team at the Tuscora Insurance Agency or stop in and see us at one of our 3 locations in downtown New Philadelphia, Sugar Creek, or in Strasburg, providing excellent service to the Tuscarawas Valley since 1885. Everyone here at the Tuscarawas Insurance Agency would like to wish all area athletes good luck this season.
The Eat Fresh refresh just won't stop. Now Subway is refreshing their catering with easy order platters and box meals perfect for any occasion. Start with sandwich or wrap platters. They're loaded with craveable crowd pleasers to feed your crew without all the work. Or try individually packaged box meals featuring a tasty 6-inch sub, footlong, or wrap, plus chips and a freshly baked cookie. When you have a group to feed, make it fun, delicious, and easy with catering from Subway. Visit Subway.com to place your catering order. Advance notice may be required.
Just seconds away from first pitch day between the Dover Crimson Tornadoes and the New Philadelphia Quakers. Travis McClellan and I were discussing earlier on in the pregame show that although we are on Dover's outstanding home field, New Philadelphia is the home seed. And interestingly enough, they will, of course, be in the field first, but that seeding was decided by a flip of the coin. So this should be about as close as it can get. These teams, Travis, played twice in the regular season, and they both won a single game. Leading off for Dover, center fielder Caden Shy. Owen Courtney on the hill for New Philadelphia, the talented junior right-hander. The first pitch, a called strike. Our umpires today, behind the plate, Jeff Gardner, Ralph Ray on the bases.
Yeah, Bill, 2 one-run games back-to-back, so the rubber match here couldn't be any tighter.
That ball slapped to second, fielded by Braylon McBride. He throws on to first for the first out of the afternoon.
Caden Shy saw 2 strikes there from Owen Courtney. The best pitch in baseball, Bill, is strike 1, and Courtney warming up there real well and popping the strike zone early.
Shortstop Luke Leggett, one of 2 Leggett brothers on this Dover team, 19-6 on the year under veteran head coach Jeff Fondris. Courtney checking in with his catcher Jack Grange. The first pitch down low for a ball.
Luke Leggett comes into the contest hitting a solid 321 for the Quakers. They got a senior on the mound and a freshman behind the plate here.
Courtney checking in. The next pitch fouled back and directly off the backstop. So the count 1-1. Owen Courtney, as a junior, is somebody who has been a varsity baseball player.
Yeah, talented young man.
Since his freshman year. Courtney checking in with range. The next pitch, a called strike. So a ball and 2 strikes, and Travis, certainly one of the things both teams have to get used to. Although there is a defined strike zone, every umpire kind of has a different strike zone.
And you know, as a hitter, you just ask to be consistent. Same for a pitcher, we'll adjust.
That ball again grounded to McBride at second. He fields and has to quickly release it, which he does, to get Luke Leggett with good speed going down to first base.
2 up, 2 down for the Quakers there. Both balls, ground balls to McBride at second base. So Courtney doing what he wants right now on the hill.
That'll bring the catcher, Hunter Edwards, to the plate. Hunter, right-handed hitter against the righty throwing Owen Courtney. Hunter asking for time as he gets settled in the box. A lot of times we'd say dig in the box, but you're not doing that on the turf. The breaking ball stays upstairs.
Yeah, like you said earlier, they're defining that strike zone now. He looks to have a little lower strike zone, and so he's going to call it maybe belt to knees here tonight.
Courtney ready, the 1-0 pitch. A big bouncer to third. Fair ball to throw to first base. They cannot scoop it out in time.
Uh-oh.
And Keaton Fossil down, and Keaton in their last regular season game had a little bit of a stretch of that hamstring, and I think you saw more of that there.
Yeah, he went out to the full, almost split there at first base to try to scoop that, and unfortunately couldn't come up with it, and he looks to be shaken up a little bit. Coach Wise will have to see him.
Well, Keaton going to tough it out, and he will stay on the field. Edwards at first with 2 outs in the top of the first.
If you or I would have done that, they would have called the ambulance.
We'd both be on our way to Cleveland Clinic Union Hospital.
Yes, sir.
I like to say I wouldn't be, but that would be nothing but a complete non-truth.
Yes, sir.
Edwards, a little lead over at first. First pitch to Mast, sailing high for a ball. Defensively for the Quakers, Canati at third, Mason Catarina at short, Braylon McBride at second, Keaton Fossil at first. Owen Courtney on the hill, and Jack Range behind the plate will set the outfield momentarily. The 1-0 pitch, that's high, ball 2. In the outfield for the Quakers, from left to right, senior Carson Long, senior Mac Steele, and sophomore Caleb Carruthers in right.
Mass comes in hitting .329 for the Tornadoes.
Courtney waiting, the 2-0 pitch. There's a long drive into center field. Max Steele on the run, and a nice running catch in right center to make the grab. Dover scoreless after the top of the first inning, and the Quakers coming up on the Big Z Sports Network and the sports voice of the Valley.
Whether you're looking for a little extra income on the side or an exciting full-time career with endless potential for advancement, our local McDonald's has an opportunity for you. Flexible schedules, competitive pay, fun perks, and a supportive team environment are all part of the package. A job at McDonald's is one of a kind, just like you. Wherever you are in life, you can find a meaningful career at McDonald's, and it comes with a side of whatever makes you happy. Apply online at mcdonalds.com today.
This is Christine from Dover Philly Heating and Cooling, your trained comfort specialist located in downtown Dover. In the dead of winter or the dog days of summer, we're here for you 24/7 with friendly, personal attention and honest, affordable service. And right now, our customers will receive a free duct cleaning with a qualifying system. Call me for details. So if you've been considering installing a new HVAC system, now is the time to act. Call me, Christine, at 330-343-5511. Dover Philly Heating and Cooling, your comfort on call since 1981.
New Philadelphia getting ready to come to the plate for their first go-round with Colin Bruno and Travis. I was at the first game between these two teams. Colin pitched, and as he really has been throughout the season, he was outstanding in that matchup against the Quakers.
Yeah, he's been a stalwart for the Tornadoes. He has a low 1 ERA, leads them in pitches, leads them in batter's face, strikeouts, and he came from a catching background to really work himself into being a nice pitcher, and he's currently their ace, and they battled, and New Philadelphia got that win over there by 1 run, I believe. And I believe it was Courtney that threw that game, so I think it's the same matchup on the mound, and both pitchers went really at it there in that early, cold April game.
No question about that, and we're in what has pretty much become late May, and it's still cold. So
the cold came back around, boomeranged us.
Welcome to Tusk County. This game being brought to you by great sponsors, including Sammy Sue's Barbecue. Travis buying my lunch there after the game tonight. McMillan, he's shaking his head no as he says McMillan Heating and Cooling, H&M Collision, and Ron's Heating and Cooling. Leading off for the Quakers, center fielder who made a nice grab to end the Dover half of the first, Mac Steele.
Bill Mac likes to go opposite field and use those wheels. Very fast athlete there. Likes to let the ball travel and slap it into left and go.
Colin Bruno going to check, get a sign from fellow senior Hunter Edwards. And his first pitch of the afternoon, a little bit high for a ball, and at least threw one pitch here in the bottom of the first. As you were mentioning earlier, Travis, Jeff Gardner doesn't look like he's a fan of that high strike zone.
Yeah, he looks like he's going to work low there. You're going to have to bring it down. It's probably a little belly button to knee action on the strike zone today.
Swing and a miss at the next Bruno offering. 1-1 on Max Steele. Mac's dad, Todd, the athletic trainer at New Philadelphia High School. So tonight he's dad, fan, and trainer guy.
That's right, yes.
A 1-1 from Bruno, a swing and a miss. So Colin Bruno working ahead in the count. Dover defensively around the infield. Mason Gruel at third. Luke Leggett at short. Nathan Leggett at second. Liam Mast at first. The rest of the Crimson Tornado D momentarily. A 1-2 pitch, a swing and a miss. So Bruno fanning the first Quaker he faces. Colin Bruno on the mound. Hunter Edwards behind the plate. And the Tornadoes D from left to right. Cale Oswald in left. Caden Shy and Aiden Immel.
Dover senior heavy today, Bill. They have 7 senior starters here tonight, so a veteran squad for the Crimson Tornadoes.
Owen Courtney batting in the 2-hole today for Tyler Weisel's team. First pitch missing off the plate. Owen certainly an outstanding hitter, has some long ball power as well. 1-0. Owen ready. Bruno ready on the hill. And the pitch.
Ooh.
Line drive down the left field line. That's a base hit. Courtney will dig around first to make a wide turn, but that ball comes back in quickly from Oswald. So a one-out base hit in the bottom of the first for New Philadelphia's Owen Courtney.
Courtney sat on that fastball there and turned on it, got it down the left field line. It was an absolute missile past Gruel. Dover outfielder Cale Oswald, the junior, quickly got it. Courtney was looking too, but held to the single, but good play by both young men, both juniors.
That'll bring a junior for New Philadelphia and Braylon McBride to the plate.
And he's got some power.
He does, and he's got some speed as well. So Bruno going to go from the stretch with Courtney leading off the first base and Colin a nice quick throw over there and diving back in, Courtney.
I tell people, Bill, when we played at Tuscora Park back in the day, the fence was much deeper than it is now.
Bruno set. The pitch, a swing and a miss by McBride. Again, if you're just joining us on our video stream with the Big Z YouTube page or on WJER.com videos, this game being played at Dover because of field conditions at New Philly, but Philly is the home team. Again, that ball gets away, and that's going to allow Courtney to get to second. He'll stop right there as he comes around the bag. So a throwing error allows Courtney to get to second and into scoring position with one out in the bottom of the first inning.
The first big mistake goes to the Tornadoes here, trying to pick Courtney off there at first. Bruno threw it and down the right field line. Liam Mast, the first baseman, couldn't come up with it. Puts Courtney in scoring position with McBride with one out.
As you can see, the meeting on the mound. Edwards back and brings that wet baseball back to home plate umpire Jeff Gardner. Collins got a new one. Courtney will lead out at second. Bruno ready for the 0-1 pitch. A breaking ball and a called strike.
Bruno in the driver's seat up here, 0-2.
You know what, I think, Travis, especially at the high school level, if you can throw your breaking pitch for a strike, you become very hard to hit.
Yeah, most definitely, because if you can throw that for a strike, you can keep him off balance, because then 0-2, you can throw it in the dirt or anything you wish.
And he is, as Travis alluded to, ahead in the count. The 0-2 pitch popped up foul and first base side, and I don't think we heard any windshields go snap.
Well, I was looking to see if it got mine, but it did not, so we're good.
Well, Mrs. McClellan was here earlier, and she will not be happy with your performance if that indeed happens.
Definitely not.
Looking in, Bruno. Courtney continuing to lead at second. The pitch, that bounces to the backstop, and that's going to allow Courtney to go to third.
So Courtney smashed that base hit down the left field line, moved to second on a throw down on the pickoff down the right field line, moves to third on a wild pitch / pass ball there, and 1 out. McBride's got a chance to give the Quakes the early lead.
And certainly here, if you're McBride, if you can put that ball in play, especially in the middle of the infield, you're going to get a run. Now to the corners, that might be a little bit different story. Bruno's 1-2 pitch. That's outside. Good job by Hunter Edwards of ranging to his right to not allow that to get away.
Yeah, the senior signed to a JUCO in Michigan. I believe it's Jackson, maybe. Don't quote me on that. Sorry, Hunter, but too many concussions.
2 balls, 2 strikes. McBride hits it hard into left field. That's a base hit. That'll be a Quaker run.
McBride got the barrel on that and got it by a diving Luke Leggett there at short, and he picks up the RBI, and that's a good at-bat by McBride. He was down 0-2 in there and battled to hit the base hit.
So the Quakers an early 1-0 lead. Hey, don't forget, coming up after the game today between the Crimson Tornadoes and New Philly, Travis and I will select a Subway player of the game. Subway, find your fresh. That'll bring left fielder Carson Long to the plate. Interestingly enough, the Dover seniors have already graduated.
Yeah, that's true.
The New Philadelphia seniors will not graduate until this weekend.
Okay. Long hitting 279.
A swing and a miss, and Edwards coming up ready to fire down to first base if he needed to. Creeping off first base, McBride. He's got pretty good speed on the base pass for the Quakes. The next pitch, a swing and a miss. So Bruno battling back.
As the rain picks up a little more here, we thought we were done with it, but
by the way, you jinxed us between innings. You said, you know what, I think it's quit raining.
I did. I put the kibosh on us here.
Again, Bruno's ahead in the count 0-2. Trying to fight back from that is Carson Long, and Bruno steps back off on the rubber. Allen will lead in, get a sign from Hunter Edwards, senior to senior. And the 0-2 pitch, that's fouled back off the backstop, directly behind home plate. I'm sure that Tornado fans and Quaker fans didn't think they were going to have to come to this game when they saw it on the bracket, you know, a week and a half ago.
Sure.
Bundled up, trying to prevent themselves from getting frostbite by the time it's all said and done.
Welcome to Ohio.
Unbelievable. Again, a lead over at first base for McBride. That pitch missing for a ball.
Bruno tries to throw the 0-2 curveball there, misses outside. Good take there by Long.
Well, and that's not necessarily at all, Travis, a bad pitch. You try and get out of the zone,
absolutely.
See if he'll chase. And
then you can set up other pitches.
No doubt about that. Ready, Bruno, the 1-2 pitch. Apparently a shade high. So 2 balls, 2 strikes.
That's a 1-2 take there is risky business, but the umpire doesn't like that high pitch, so both pitchers are going to have to keep it down.
Sure.
Work down.
McBride creeping off of first base where Liam Mast holding him on. The 2-2 pitch, that's a little bit outside. Ball 3, now trying to run to second. Here comes the throw, and McBride going to beat that throw, sliding in.
McBride there out in the middle of no man's land decided to take off to second, and the Tornadoes couldn't get him. He slides in safely under the tag from Luke Leggett.
So the count full as Carson Long, like Braylon McBride before him, has battled back from being down 0-2, and now Bruno going to try and finish him off here for the Crimson Tornadoes. Leading at second is McBride. The 3-2 pitch. Hit in the air, down the left field line, and that one's going to get out of play beyond that fence, left field side.
Got outside the bullpen there and went into the woods there on the left side. full count pitch coming up here again.
Count remaining at 3-2. The next pitch, that's upstairs, ball 4. So as the rain begins to pick up, Long works a walk after originally being down on the count at 0-2.
Yeah, both McBride and Long back-to-back were down 0-2, and McBride got a base hit, and Long worked a walk.
That'll bring New Philadelphia senior first baseman Keaton Fossil to the plate. Like so many players on both these great teams, New Philly and Dover, multi-sport athlete, a 3-year starter for the Quakers at quarterback.
Fossil comes in hitting .328 for the Quakers, playing first tonight, like you mentioned.
First pitch he sees, a called strike. On the outside part of the plate, just above the belt. Quakers having done some damage here in the bottom of the first.
Yeah, they got the 1-0 lead here. Fossil on the plate with 2 ducks on the pond. Let's see if Coach Weisel puts a hit and run or something of that nature on here.
Well, certainly with the pitcher as good as Bruno, if you've got him in a little bit of trouble, you want to try and get to him while you can, because once he settles in, even harder to get to. That ball popped up into short center field. Leggett backpedaling, and he will make the catch for the second out.
McBride had to hustle back in and slide in there ahead of the throw from one Leggett to the other. Has to be special for those two guys to get to play with your brother in the middle of the infield here.
Now, one of those things, you're playing wiffle ball in the backyard
Sure.
when you're 5 and 6,
Yeah.
or something along those lines, and kind of think about that. And they're going to do it at the high school varsity level, the Leggett brothers. That'll bring Mason Catarino, the Quakers shortstop, to the plate.
Yeah, smooth field and shortstop for the Quakers.
Bruno's first pitch to him there's a, well, I thought that was.
He looked like he pump faked us.
Yeah, the umpire did. So
the umpire looked like he turned and was going to call a strike, and then decided not. Pump faked us.
It must have been outside. Catarino looking to do some 2-out damage. The 1-0 pitch. That's popped up foul and out of play. So a ball and a strike on Mason Catarino. One of a number of Quaker seniors. They had 5 this year in the class of 2025.
Catarina hitting .268 coming into the contest.
Bruno looks back, getting McBride out at second. Braylon with the RBI from earlier in the inning that scored Owen Courtney.
New Philadelphia, you said, with 5 seniors. Dover with 8 seniors, so both senior-led squads here.
No doubt about that. 1 ball, 1 strike. Courtney and the team taking an early lead, and Catarina with the swing bounces it foul down the third baseline.
Catarina got out on that front foot on that curveball and was ahead of it there. Kept his hands back but fouled it off. Good pitch there by Bruno.
Now, Travis, I know you play when someone's throwing you that breaking ball, how hard is it to keep the hands back?
Well,
you're in there sitting dead red.
Really hard when they throw a stiff fastball because you're sitting dead red and trying to catch up to that, and then they put the old Uncle Charlie on you and it gets you all twisted up.
One, 2, and Catarina swings and misses. So the Quakers leave 2 on in the first, but score 1 in the first. After 1, New Philadelphia leading Dover 1-0 on the Big Z Sports Network and the Sports Voice of the Valley.
This is Nathan Kemp with Kemp Insurance. Contact us today for all your auto, home, farm, and commercial insurance needs. We're proud to have been your local hometown agents for over 35 years and look forward to helping you see the difference local agents can make for you. Kemp Insurance on East High Avenue in New Philadelphia.
This is Don Kemp with Kemp Insurance. Whether it's repair work from a fender bender, the after effects of a powerful storm, or a life-changing moment like a house fire, Kemp Insurance is here to provide unmatched customer service. Kemp Insurance, your local hometown agents for over 35 years.
High school tournament baseball in very unbaseball-like weather conditions for Memorial Day weekend. Bill Morgan with Travis McClellan
Bill, the weather's so bad I'm putting on my second raincoat.
Unbelievable.
Yes, sir.
This guy's an outdoor laborer for the city of Dover. And you've been out in it all day already prior to this game.
Yeah, we were trying to get fields ready to go today, and it ended up a no-go, but we gave her the old college try. But I did come prepared with 2 raincoats.
So for Dover, then go round number 2 against Owen Courtney. They'll be at the 5, 6, and 7 spots in their batting order. Mason Gruhl, the third baseman, to lead things off. Owen Courtney's been staked to a 1-0 lead on a run he scored himself. His first pitch, a called strike.
Mason Gruhl, also a race car racer down in Midvale.
How about that?
Won his race the other night the first time.
The 0-1 pitch, missing downstairs for ball 1. Is he getting advice from Chris Cale, or what's going on with that in terms of his racing ability?
Well, he won, so I don't know if he's getting it from Cale. No, I'm just kidding.
Wow.
His dad, Jason Gruhl, is a race car guy, too.
There's a ball to short. Mason Catarina fields and can't hang on to it, so Gruhl becomes a leadoff runner.
Yeah, Gruhl's going to reach there on the air. Catarina went way to his glove hand side up the middle there and just couldn't come up with it. And Gruhl's going to get a leadoff runner for the Crimson Tornadoes.
That'll bring the Crimson Tornado right fielder, Aiden Nimmel, to the plate. So the leadoff runner on. Rain picking up, windy and trying to bunt, but bunting it foul.
They're going to call an attempt that he didn't hit it, I think.
Kind of sounded like he got the bat.
They asked if he had a foul tip, and I kind of agree with you, Bill. I thought I heard something.
Well, now the umpires are going to confer. Jeff Gardner behind the plate.
They're going to have a huddle here.
Ralph Ray, the base umpire.
I agree with you. I thought I heard a foul tip there. No foul ball. Runner stays.
So there you have it.
Oh, Weisel's going to come out and have a discussion here. So Dover has a runner in scoring position, nobody out here.
And that, of course, I mean, essentially what that play becomes is your sacrifice without having to sacrifice an out.
Yeah.
For sure.
So I don't know that Aiden Nimmel will be trying to bunt here unless he wants to move him over to third with no outs. Nimmel, the senior, hitting .263.
Pitch low. A ball, a strike. Now, one of the things that's got to be a challenge for Owen Courtney, got to be a challenge for Colin Bruno, the grip on the ball in the weather like this.
Yeah, the feel of the baseball is so important for a pitcher.
1-1 pitch, missing upstairs, ball 2.
Not only for just velocity, Bill, but for accuracy, feeling the grip on the curveball. You got to get it snapped out and shake that hand, and you really got to feel the baseball with your fingertips.
Courtney ready, down in the count, 2-1 for the junior. The throw back to second base. Diving back in safely that time is Mason.
Despite the bad weather, it's really a nice packed house here at Dover Park for this baseball game.
Now, you got to credit the Quaker fans, the Crimson Tornado fans for coming out and supporting both squads. The next pitch popped up, foul down the left field line. Cainati coming over, and he makes the catch. Boy, a nice play by the sophomore third baseman. And it kind of looked like, at least from our angle, Travis, that ball was going to go out of play.
Yeah, it looked like it was going to go out of play, either that or in the bullpen down there, but he gave chase, found the fence like you're supposed to, came back and made the catch there to get the first out of the inning. In the rain.
Gruhl has to stay out at second base. That'll bring the DH, Braden Bergeron, to the plate. You talked about this solid Dover team being senior laden. He's one of the 10th graders.
Yeah, he's a sophomore, leading the team in average at .375.
Grounds it to short. Katarina Fields fires on to retire him, but the runner advancing to third. Now 2 outs in the inning.
Cale Oswald to the plate, hitting .286, the junior outfielder.
So the Quakers hoping to get back to the dugout, maintaining their lead. Dover hoping for just the opposite. First pitch, a called strike. How many years, Travis, has the turf been in here at Dover?
This is year 3 or 4, I believe 3.
Well, certainly it makes for a fantastic facility. The next pitch.
Yeah, the turf went in 3-4 years ago. The girls put their turf in over here behind us on 7 just this year ago. So theirs is just a year old.
And if you can't tell from the television view, the infield all turf, the outfield is grass.
Yeah, to do the outfield like Steubenville did is crazy money.
The next pitch, called strike.
I believe the quote was somewhere in the 500,000 range to do the outfield just because the square footage.
They're, if nothing else, awaiting a check from the Travis McClellan establishment.
They'll be waiting a really long time.
The 1-2 pitch from Owen Courtney to Oswald, and Oswald, great job of battling in there, fouls it back as the count will stay at 1-2.
Oswald didn't like that pitch, but wanted to spoil it there, reach out and slapped it foul and live to fight another day.
And I don't know what your outlook is on something like this, Travis, but I'm all for the guys swinging. I mean, better to chase that and try and give yourself another chance and let the umpire control it back there. The 1-2 pitch, that's bounced to third. Adi will field, fire on to first base to retire the Tornadoes in inning number 2. After an inning and a half, New Philadelphia leading rival Dover 1-0 on the Big Z Sports Network and the sports voice of the Valley.
T-County Boxing Academy on East High in New Philadelphia invites anyone serious about boxing to see what they offer and have success just like pro boxer and Yurixville's own Sugar Dre Donovan. T-County Boxing Academy not only offers the area's premier training facility, but also offers the best supplements on the market for peak training to get the most out of your workouts. To see all T-County Boxing Academy has to offer, find T-County Boxing Academy-TCBA on Facebook.
High school tournament basketball today, live stream thanks to their great partners at Claxon Communications, Logan, McPeek, and Micayela Plants, making all of that magic happen. And you can tell that Logan's the elder statesman of this crew, Travis, because he's underneath the tent with us, and Michaela's out getting soaked somewhere.
I guess seniority has its perks, I guess.
Well, it does.
Yes.
It does. Our high school tournament baseball coverage with Big Z and the sports voice of the Valley being brought to you by Wendy's, the T-County Boxing Academy, and Right Mark Roofing.
Well, Bill, we started the season in the cold and the rain, and we've run full circle. Somebody's season's going to end tonight in the cold and in the rain.
Well, of course, both teams hoping that's not the case. The winner today advances on to further tourney play next Wednesday at a site to be determined.
Yeah, they'll play the winner of Steubenville and Tri-Valley, who's also playing tonight.
7, 8, and 9 in Tyler Weisel's lineup. Here in inning number 2, Weisel in his 8th year guiding the Quaker baseball program, and of course, Jeff Fondry with a widely successful career, both at Central Catholic, now at Dover. He was a head baseball coach at the high school level before any of these players were born. That's how long and brilliant his career has been. And the leadoff hitter for the Quakers, Caleb Carruthers, gets hit by the pitch.
Yeah, Carruthers there took one off the lower leg. That can't feel nice in this temperature.
Yeah, he tried to hop over it.
He did, yeah.
But he could not, and that'll bring the catcher, Jack Range. Well, you talk about a 9th grader getting a huge opportunity at the varsity level in a tournament rivalry matchup.
He's been their catcher all year, and so he's a talented young man.
Jack going to show bunt and bunts it back, fouling out of play directly behind home plate. And I would think that most people know that his father, Ryan, is the principal at New Philadelphia High School, and you and he played against each other in high school sports.
He was a year behind me, and he was an unbelievable athlete, so we met up on the football field, baseball, diamond, and all that, and as you know, his son's a catcher. You have to be tough to be a catcher. You get dinged up, you get hit, you got a drop block. So, as a freshman taking on those varsity duties, you got to tip your cap to him.
So a quick conversation between the younger Range and head coach Tyler Weisel, who came out of that third base coaching area. Leading at first, Carruthers, who's got pretty good speed. Range going to pop it up, and boy, a great effort by Hunter Edwards, who nearly came up with it on a diving effort behind the plate, and that would have been an out.
Yeah, once you bunt, it goes above the batter's head. It's free game for an out, and Hunter Edwards flattened down and dove for that, just couldn't quite come up with it. So now 0-2, Range will not be bunting anymore.
Kind of interesting that you just talked about the catchers getting dinged up and whatnot, and immediately after that, Hunter had to make a great diving effort, nearly came up with it. Bruno checking on Carruthers over at first. Caleb trying to creep off a little bit further as Mast holds him on. The 0-2 pitch to Range outside. They're going to throw it down to first base, and that was in the dirt turf, if you want to call it that, and Mast made a nice job, Travis, of keeping that in front of him.
Yeah, he became he relived his old days playing shortstop there and just drove in. He wanted to knock it down and did so, because if that goes down the right field line, Carruthers is probably looking at maybe second and possibly third.
1-2 on the right-handed hitting freshman, Jack Range. Bruno from the stretch looking at Carruthers over at first. And his 1-2 pitch, Range tried to check his swing. They go out to the infield umpire. He says he didn't go.
Yeah, the umpire in B position out there by second base is tough to call a check swing on that. So they did do the formality and check, but it's not very often from B position do they call the strikeout.
So Range has even the count at 2-2. Bruno, talented senior right-hander, ready on the mound here at Dover. The pitch, and Range lifts a fly ball into left field, and a nice running catch in left center by the center fielder, Caden Shy, for the first out.
Yeah, Dover has maybe one of the fastest outfields around. All three of those are extremely fast individuals, led by Caden Shy in center field. He can absolutely fly gap to gap.
So the number 9 spot in the Quaker order to the plate, Kane Oddie, who made a couple of nice plays in the Dover first inning, one on the catch in foul territory and a big bouncer to third where he threw a Crimson Tornado runner out.
Yeah, he hit himself an inning defensively.
Bruno ready, and his first pitch to Oddie outside. Edwards again. Nice effort to get up out of that catcher's crouch and slide to his right. I think when people see one of these games on live stream or watch the Guardians on TV, they think that's easy. You just slide over there, just grab it, not a problem. Yeah, it's a lot more challenging than sometimes it appears.
Yeah, not only physically challenging, just handling the velocity, getting out there outside your body and making that play is very difficult.
1 ball, 1 strike. And with these 2 Crimson Tornadoes being seniors, think how many pitches that Bruno has thrown to Hunter over the years.
Yeah, they've been a battery for a long time.
That ball bounced. It is a fair ball. Edwards fields it, throws. Oddie out at first. Going to second is Carruthers. Now 2 outs in the inning.
Yeah, Bruno and Edwards go back to travel ball together. So not only here at Dover High School, but in their travel ball days, they've hooked up for a multitude of pitches.
Center fielder and Quaker leadoff hitter Max Steele to the plate. Second time batting in his mini inning. Struck out to start the game for Tyler Weisel and company.
Yeah, look for Mac to let it travel here and go to left field. That's kind of how he likes to play. He's very successful at it.
Carruthers leading at second. The first pitch to Steele, a little high for a ball. Quakers 1 run at the bottom of the first. Dover challenged in their half of the second, but couldn't quite get that runner from third home. A ball, no strikes. Bruno checking with Edwards, the pitch, and Steele fouls that off and out of play third base side, 1-1.
Bruno does a good job, Bill, of changing up the tempo. He'll hold it a little longer. He'll go a little quicker. He's trying to get that base runner a little uncomfortable and get the hitter a little uncomfortable.
So Steele looking at it, Bruno. Bruno looking in. Carruthers leading at second as Leggett from the shortstop spot starts to creep in behind him. Now flashes back over to short. That pitch apparently inside. 2 balls and a strike. As with just about every high school baseball team, Quaker head coach Tyler Weisel coaching at third. His assistant, Logan Moorhead, at first. Bruno ready. The 2-1 pitch. That's popped up foul and out of play again. Third base side as the count evens up at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, 2-2 here on the scoreboard, 2 outs, and with runner on scoring position here, it's a big at-bat here for Max Steele and Colin Bruno.
Well, somebody on the Dover side is in charge of wiping off those baseballs. That's a full-time job in itself.
Yeah, that's
today.
a full-time job today. They have a rotation of about 5-6 baseballs, trying to keep a dry one in there for all participants.
Bruno leaning in, getting the sign, and sends this 2-2 pitch plateward, and Steele pops out of foul third base side over toward the Quaker dugout, and that'll get out of play.
Gruhl gave chase there, but out of play 10, 15 feet there, and Max Steele lives to fight another day here.
I've always wondered for the spring sport athletes like these Dover baseball players, and you mentioned quite a few seniors, Travis.
Sure. Yeah, 8 seniors.
It's got to be a little strange to have graduated and still be playing for your school.
Yeah, that's not typically how it works here, but this year it worked out that way, so they're on a different routine, and we'll see how they do.
The 2-2 pitch, a called strike 3 on a beautiful breaking ball from Bruno to end the Quakers' second. After 2 from Dover City Park, New Philadelphia leading Dover 1-0 on the Big Z Sports Network and the sports voice of the Valley.
You know what's better than a limited time deal? An unlimited time deal. That's why the Wendy's $5 biggie bag with a junior bacon cheeseburger, 4-piece nugs, junior hot and crispy fries, and small soft drink is available all the time. Because the best time for fresh, never frozen beef and Applewood smoked bacon is all the time. Duh. I feel like I'm repeating myself a lot. For the best deal of all time, gotta be Wendy's.
Unlimited time does not mean forever. U.S. price and participation may vary. Prices may be higher in Alaska, Hawaii, and California and via third-party delivery. Fresh beef available in the contiguous U.S., Alaska, and Canada.
High school tourney baseball with the Big Z Sports Network and the sports voice of the Valley. Bill Morgan and Travis McClellan from Dover City Park. Our games being brought to you by great sponsors all across Tuscarawas County, including Dumont Sporting Goods, ECO Educational Service Center, and McMillan Heating and Cooling. Does McMillan have one of those devices that they could come up here and blow warm air like they have down on the sidelines?
Yeah, little one of the torpedo heaters or something.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, a little ozone there. Maybe they could help us out here.
These poor young men, as talented as they are on both teams, they're not crying about it, but Travis and I sitting over here with headphones on, we're like, oh, it's cold.
Yeah, I quit being tough when I quit playing football, Bill, so I had to go with the second raincoat here.
Down to the 9th spot in the Dover order as we lead off the third inning, Nathan Leggett.
Nathan comes in hitting .246 for a senior second baseman.
And as Crimson Tornado fans are probably well aware, and if they're not, we're about to make them. And first pitch from Owen Courtney, down low for a ball, but Nathan and Luke's mom, Julie, then Clark, she was quite the athlete at Dover.
Absolutely, yeah, and their dad, Nathan Leggett, he was a two-sport athlete in college, so they have quite the lineage.
The 1-0 pitch, that misses downstairs, the count 2-0.
But I think Grandpa Doug will take the credit for that. I don't know.
Oh, I'm sure he will. Go down to Dumont, and I'm sure Doug would be able to tell you quite the sports story. The 2-0 pitch. There's a called strike. Courtney checking in with the freshman catcher, Jack Range. And the pitch missing, ball 3.
Courtney seems to be the trend, Bill, even though no one on base is throwing out of the stretch, and that seems to be kind of a trend in baseball these days.
Dover got their leadoff runner on last inning, trying to do the same here in the top of the third. The next pitch, that is a really delayed.
Nathan Leggett didn't like that. He was on his way to first, threw his bat, and had to pick it up. So, when you do that, you better be ready to swing with the next one.
Well, it did seem like a delayed call.
Yeah,
and I'm not saying it was or wasn't, but 3-1. Courtney ready, Leggett ready. The pitch, line drive, base hit into left field. So a nice rip by Nathan Leggett, singling, starting the third inning for the Crimson Tornadoes.
Yeah, Nate Leggett went down there and got that fastball and just got it over Katarina there at shortstop, leads off with a hit.
Back to the top of the Dover lineup, center fielder Caden Shy. Grounded out to McBride at second in his first at bat, back in the first. Courtney sees Shy, bunted, and Courtney slips coming off the mound. The ball fielded by Audie, and he throws it away. That goes down the right field fence. The runner going to go to third, and a wide turn around third base is Nathan Leggett. Going to second on the play is Shy.
Yeah, Courtney slipped coming off the mound there, Bill. Audie come in from third, barehanded to try to throw wide of the first baseman and went down the right field line. Now Dover has second and third, nobody out here.
Down 1-0, but threatening now to certainly tie this game up and take a lead as Luke Leggett comes to the plate.
Sophomore Luke Leggett, I believe, grounded out to McBride at second, his first at bat.
Well, and although you are playing on turf, you're going to have that issue.
Sure.
You're not going to have, obviously, the mud challenge, but it can be slippery, and we saw it that time with Courtney. Nobody out for Dover. Top of the third. Runners on second and third. That ball popped up. Max Steele coming in over shortstop. Katarina in short left makes the catch, and that's the first out here in the third. So the Quakers fortunate in that regard. Probably hit to one of the few places where they couldn't advance the runner.
Yeah, with runner on third with no outs, and you get a pop-up just in short left. That's a win for Courtney there. Luke Leggett, the sophomore, jumped on that first fastball there, and, Courtney got him.
Hunter Edwards to the plate now. Reached on base, infield single or an error. Kind of depends on however you wanted to score that, but bottom line is he got on.
Yeah, it was a ball up the middle there that just couldn't quite be handled by Katarina at short, and he got on.
For Dover, now one out in the inning. The runners both remain in scoring position. Leggett at third, Shy at second, so good speed on the base pass. It's kind of hard not to say good speed on the base pass for the home team.
Yeah.
They're playing at their field. Technically, they're not the home team.
That's right, yeah.
Courtney with a long look in at range. The first pitch, breaking ball, missing out of the zone for a ball.
Yeah, that was a long – Courtney stepped off there. That was a long first pitch. It's an important first pitch, and he missed outside with the breaking ball, kind of pitching backwards here.
Mast on deck for Dover. Courtney ready. His next pitch, line drive down the left field side, and that's a base hit. Dover will get one run, and rounding third and diving back into third base is Shy, and the Tornadoes have tied it on the rip to left by Hunter Edwards. 1-1, Dover and New Philly.
Yeah, the senior turned on that belt-high fastball and almost took the head off there of Audie, and just a little defensive, tried to get his glove up there. Thankfully didn't hit him. Ball went to the outfield there, and Hunter Edwards gets the RBI single to tie this game.
So now for Dover and head coach Jeff Von Rees. Runners at the corners. Only one out as Liam Mast comes to the plate. Had a nice rip into right center in his first at bat. That ball going to the backstop, and on that wild pitch, that's going to allow Edwards to easily cruise down to second base.
Yeah, so they're at the same position here. One out, second and third. Nice job by Jack Raines catching it off the carom off the fence there to keep Shy at third.
And obviously we don't know this for sure, but maybe just you lose the grip on the baseball that time if you're Courtney, and it sailed all the way to the backstop.
Close backstop here at Dover, so you got to be careful if you're on third.
Courtney settles himself on the mound, now steps off of the rubber. One ball, no strikes on the Dover cleanup hitter, Leah Mast. Courtney ready now on the mound. The pitch down in the dirt.
Oh,
Raines
nice block
by Raines, preventing that from skipping by him.
And like you talked about, you don't have the mud factor, but the ball does skip a little bit on the turf there. The nice dropping slide block there, and they're going to walk Mast.
So he will go down to first. Mason will come to the plate. He reached base in his first at bat, leading off the last inning. So Dover has chased the deficit. They've tied the game, and now they're going to try and take the lead. The pitch to Gruhl, missing, a little bit low, perhaps outside. 1-0. So Courtney here in the top of the third inning at Dover City Park, trying to get his team out of some serious trouble. The 1-0 pitch, there's a called strike.
Pump that fastball there. Gruhl taking all the way and evens the count at one here.
A ball, a strike. Shy at third. Edwards at second. Mast down at first. The next pitch, a fly
That's
ball.
deep.
Back to the left field wall, all the way back.
Over his
That's
head.
going to go all the way to the wall. That should clear the bases for Dover. 1 run in, 2 runs in. Here comes the throw to the plate. Not going to be near in time. And Dover has plated 4 here in the top of the third to take a 4-1 lead.
Gruhl took that belt-high fastball, Bill. He didn't miss that. He barreled it up completely and got it over the left fielder's head. 3 runs in, clears the bases with a double.
You know, from our broadcast vantage point, right next to the Dover dugout, you can hear the Dover team understandably charged up as they take the lead, and their inning continues on with only 1 out in the frame.
In New Philadelphia, sending some young men out to the bullpen there. My eyes aren't that great, but it looks like Jackson Martini, number 6.
It is Jackson Martini,
the freshman,
who's had quite a freshman year.
Yeah, Coach Weisel walked Liam Mast to get to Gruhl, and Gruhl made him pay there with a 3-run double.
As Aiden Immel comes to the plate. Courtney's pitch, a called strike.
My one hope for this field, if I were to redesign it, would be put the bullpens on the outside of the fence as opposed to the inside, but that's just nitpicking, I guess.
So Courtney ahead in the count at 0-2 on the right fielder who fouled out in his first at bat on a nice play by New Philly's Kane Oddie. A breaking ball and a strike 3 as Immel couldn't get it.
Owen coming back strong there after giving up that big hit. He, the junior, has been through the battles, like you said, a multiple-year starter here. And he come back and got the strikeout there for out number 2.
That'll bring the DH, Braden Bergeron, to the plate. The sophomore grounded out to shortstop last inning. First pitch, there's a called strike.
Courtney and Bergeron, I believe, were travel ball teammates, so winning some big championships together in the summer times.
Courtney ready. The pitch, a called strike. Now Owen battling back after, as Travis talked about, giving up that big 3-run blast to left center. A double for Gruhl, and clearing the bases of Tornadoes, giving them a 4-1 lead, which is where we're at now in the top of the third. The next pitch, a called strike 3. Well, that will wrap up the Dover inning, but not before the Crimson Tornadoes do damage. As they played 4, we head for the bottom of the third, with Dover leading New Philly 4-1 on the Big Z Sports Network and the sports voice of the Valley.
Every day begins with purpose. Every job begins with precision. At Right Mark Roofing, we don't just install roofs. We build trust and forge relationships. We understand that your roof is more than just materials. It's protection. It's peace of mind. That's why we use high-quality products and expert craftsmanship. With a sharp focus, our team is always ready to hit the mark. Call Right Mark Roofing. Let's build a future that stands strong.
High school tournament baseball between two of the longest tenured rivals in the state of Ohio, the Dover Crimson Tornadoes and the New Philadelphia Quakers. Quakes jumped out to a 1-0 lead, but since then Dover has played it forward to take the advantage. And I guess you'd have to talk to a Dover athletics historian, Jason, to figure this out, but if Dover's ever played an away game at their own home field.
Yeah, I'm not sure. We'd have to call Jason or maybe Denny Rubright and ask one of those guys.
Rubright, that'd be a good person to ask about that. So as the Quakers come to the plate, their third battle with Colin Bruno, it'll be Owen Courtney, Braylon McBride, and Carson Long, 2, 3, and 4 in the black and red order. Thanks for being with us today on the Big Z Sports Network and the Sports Voice of the Valley YouTube channel with the great folks from Big Z and on WJER's videos page on their website.
I believe Courtney scored their only run of the game so far, right, Bill?
He did. He singled and scored on the Braylon McBride RBI. Bruno ready. First pitch, a breaking ball and a called strike, and that was a dandy.
Yeah, he's got a good curveball there, and that keeps him off balance, and that makes your fastball look that much faster.
And a lot of people, if you're watching on the live video stream, you say, well, why don't you swing at that? Well, that's about at your eye level when it starts coming into the plate, and we see it again.
Back to back.
Good breaking balls from Bruno.
Yeah, it's hard to pick up the spin of that. You have to look at the laces and try to pick up the spin. And like you said, when you first get the look, it's up about the eye-chin level, and then it breaks across the plate, and it's not easy to hit.
Courtney down on the count, 0-2. The next pitch, high for a ball. A ball, 2 strikes. As Travis alluded to, New Philly talented freshman righty Jackson Martini was warming up in the bullpen. No idea yet if we'll see him on the mound. The next pitch down low, ball 2.
Yeah, he had a really good freshman year for the Quakers, getting all kinds of postseason or regular season honors, rather.
So 2-2. Courtney ready at the plate. Senior Bruno ready on the mound. And the pitch popped up. Looks like it's going to get out of play, and it will. Now, I was parked when I first got here to unload the equipment, almost directly behind where we're at. And Adam Sawieski says, you're going to move your car, aren't you?
Right.
I said, I'm not the brightest bird, Adam. But
that was good advice.
I'm a little smarter than that.
Yeah.
The next pitch, a swing and a miss as Courtney fans leading off the third. And these types of innings, Travis, are always so important. Now that Dover's jumped out to a lead, they would like nothing more than to send the Quakers back to the dugout without them being able to chip away at the lead.
Even at baseball, momentum's a real thing, right? You want to keep it if you got it, and if you don't have it, you want to snatch it back. And so that's the goal here of the inning.
Braylon McBride, who had the single and the RBI in his first at-bat, on for his second go-around.
Yeah, he had that big single. Plays a good second base for the Quakers.
Stole a base after he got on base. Bruno checks in with Edwards and the 1-0 pitch. Line drive into center field. That's going to fall in for a base hit. Shy quickly to the ball, so McBride now 2 for 2 on the afternoon.
Yeah, back-to-back base hits for McBride.
Carson Long, the left fielder, who walked in his first at-bat. We kind of talked back in the Quaker first inning when they had 2 runners on it at that time, only 1 out. Hey, you want to try and get to Bruno here further because, you know what, once he kind of gets settled in, a talented veteran pitcher like him, he becomes hard to get to. So let's see what the Quakers can do. They're down by 3 against their arch rival. First pitch called strike at the knees to Carson Long.
Yeah, Bruno, the senior, used to working deep into the games here, so if you don't get him up and out of there, he settles in, and it could be trouble.
Leading at first base is McBride. That ball popped up,
right towards
foul.
us.
Here comes Hunter Edwards, and that ball's going to get out of play just beyond the Crimson Tornado first base dugout. Well, certainly one of the things that Bruno has done really throughout the game, even when he didn't finish some guys early, Travis, with 0-2 or 1-2 counts, he's really worked ahead for most of the game.
I read an article from Dave Duncan, who was Tony La Russa's pitching coach. He said if you throw strike one, you win the at-bat 72% of the time, so working ahead is important.
Yeah, very interesting. The 0-2 pitch upstairs for a ball, and Edwards quickly up, looking down toward first, and McBride, who quickly got back over to the bat. The ball, 2 strikes. Bruno from the stretch, going to throw over to first, and that ball bounces away, but not far enough away that McBride could advance. I couldn't tell if that went off of masked glove or McBride's backside.
Yeah, it looks like it hit him in the backside of the leg there and kept it close. But Bruno, 2 throws to first, something to keep an eye on, and 2 not a really great throw. So.
Well, and you're up by 3, so you probably want to focus, far be it for me, but I mean, you probably just want to focus on getting the batter with that 3-run advantage for Dover. Bruno, next pitch, and that hits Carson Long. So that becomes the second Quaker to reach via the hit by batter, hit by pitch. So now the Quakers with 2 on and 1 out.
You don't know. I haven't. I've been watching. My son's on the Dover varsity roster here, so I've watched every game this year, and I'm that's about maybe the 3rd hit batter for Bruno all year. 2 come in this game. You'd have to think the moisture and the wet on the baseball has a factor in that.
For sure, Travis. I mean, when you break that down, and we saw that wild pitch Owen Courtney threw in the top of the 3rd, kind of the same thing.
And Courtney slipped on the mound on that one play, so weather is playing a factor, I believe, in this rivalry tournament matchup.
Now to bring Keaton Fossil to the plate, popped out to short in his first at bat. Quakers senior, hoping to help his team climb back into this right now. Down by 3, the first pitch. A little bit outside.
2 runners on, 1 out here. Big spot in the baseball game.
Fossil steps out of that box. Quick practice swing and climbs back in. McBride at second, Long at first. Bruno ready on the hill. The 1-0 pitch. That ball popped up, foul, and
right beside us here.
You had no interest in making a play on
that. No, I had my hands in my pocket here, so.
So if anything comes this way, I better fend for myself.
Every man for themselves.
Okay, fair enough. 1 out. I thought maybe Saweski was going to try and make a play on that.
Yeah, the lefty.
1 ball, 1 strike on Fossil. He looks out at Bruno. Bruno checking in with his battery mate, senior catcher Hunter Edwards. And the 1-1 pitch hit right back to Bruno. He'll throw to second to get the 1 runner, but That ball on the throw back over to first base gets away. That allows the Quaker runner Braylon McBride to score. So the Quakers get a run. Dover gets an out. And it's 4-2 Tornadoes.
Now, Coach Weisel wants to go out and talk to the base umpire there about that play at second.
So, not real sure what that discussion is about.
Guess he was asking if Leggett was on the bag there. Or maybe if there was some interference down here on the collision between Mast at first base there.
So that'll bring Mason Catarina to the plate.
I did look over, and Fossil ended up on the ground over here. I'm not sure what happened, so maybe that's what Coach Weisel was asking about.
Well, when he came down first base, Mast was trying to get the ball. He kind of leaped over Mast.
I gotcha.
Swing and a miss as Bruno brought the heat blade work. Mason fanned in his opening at bat against Colin Bruno. That ended the first inning. The Quakers have scored 1 in the first, 1 here in the third so far, but Dover put 4 on the board here in the top of the third. That ball popped up, foul. Gruhl coming over toward the Quaker dugout, third base side, but that ball falls out of play.
Bruno up 0-2 here with 2 outs.
Catarina picks that bat up and walks back down the first base line. Keaton Fossil being held on at first. Quaker Sr. being held on by Mast over at that first base bag. And Catarina asking for time. 0-2. Mason trying to dig his way out of that 0-2 hole for New Philly. Bruno trying to finish him off ahead on the count. And the 0-2 pitch fouled back in, out of play. (4-2) the score. Dover leading, the winner advancing on. Next round tournament play coming up next Wednesday. But hopefully it's warmer than it is today.
Yeah.
For whoever wins this game. The next pitch, Catarina again fouls it back.
I'm sure whoever wins this game, Big Z Sports team will be following them, so I do hope it's warmer.
(0-2). Catarina trying to fight back. Bruno comes to a set after getting a sign from Edwards, and the pitch. Fly ball, fairly deep left field, going back on, and that's going to go all the way to the wall. Fossil would probably normally score on this play, but he's got that slightly strained hamstring, so he's going to have to hold up at third on the double to the wall by Mason Catarina.
Yeah, 0-2 there. Bruno left it up in the strike zone, and Catarina hit it over the left fielder, Oswald, there, and got to the wall. It looked like Oswald had a little trouble reading the baseball. Catarina gets it over his head, and like you said, had Fossil been 100%, he scores on that play. But as it is, they're second and third and 2 outs.
So Catarina out at second is the potential tying run. And that'll bring Caleb Carruthers, who was hit by a pitch leading off last inning, to the plate.
Yeah, he took one to the lower leg last time.
Only a sophomore for Tyler Weisel's team. Bruno's first pitch to him popped up toward the third base dugout. Gruhl coming in, and he'll make the catch, and the Quakers strand a pair. New Philadelphia scores once, but Dover continuing to lead. The Crimson Tornadoes 4, New Philadelphia 2 on the Big Z Sports Network and the sports voice of the Valley.
Dumont Sporting Goods in Dover and Canton has just what you're looking for, so your athlete has the best gear for the sports they play. Dumont's has a large apparel selection and can handle your customized screen printing as well as embroidery for your team or business. For sporting goods and for all your apparel needs, Dumont Sporting Goods in Dover and Canton has everything you want to play and look your best.
High school tournament baseball with the Big Z Sports Network and the sports voice of the Valley. Dover leading New Philadelphia 4-2. The third matchup of the season between these two teams on the opposite side of the Tuscarawas River. Both teams winning the home games very early, actually the first week of the season.
Yeah, the second and third game of the year for both, I believe.
New Philadelphia, a run in the first to take an early lead. Dover grabbed that lead with 4 in the top of last inning, the third. New Philadelphia answered with 1 in the bottom of the inning. Maybe could have crept a little bit closer, but left 2 on. Owen Courtney back out for his 4th inning of work, and Jackson Martini going to head back down to the Quaker bullpen to warm up should he be needed. Kiel Oswald to lead things off for Dover, grounded out to third base. And Courtney's first pitch, a called strike.
Courtney hits the fastball right at the knees there and works ahead here in this one.
Courtney's 0-1, breaking ball, and out in front of that one that time, Kiel Oswald.
Oswald waved at that curveball there. Courtney got him out on his front foot there.
Owen back onto the rubber after momentarily being there behind it. I'm Bill Morgan, Travis McClellan, our color analyst today. The next pitch, grounded to second. Braylon McBride down on it, fires on to first to retire Oswald for the first out here in the Dover 4th inning.
Nathan Leggett in his last at bat got a single over the shortstop Katarina's head for his first hit.
And he would, of course, start what turned out to be a big third inning for Dover, scoring the first of what was 4 markers in the frame for the Crimson Tornadoes. Pitch missing somewhere. And one of the things, Travis and I are to the the first base side, and it's really difficult sitting here to tell whether a pitch is outside.
Sure, we can see up and down. We just can't see in and out.
1-1. Next pitch, and skips away from range. 2-1. Our umpires today, Jeff Gardner behind the plate, Ralph Ray out on the bases. Well, it's always important, but certainly important for New Philly not to allow Dover to climb any further ahead than they already are. The next pitch. Well, it was a called strike, but the umpire mistakenly called it strike 3, and it was not strike 3.
He was a little premature there.
Yeah, Nathan Leggett turned around and looked at him, and then the umpire corrected himself. But 2 balls, 2 strikes. Leggett trying to make it 2 for 2 on his afternoon. Courtney's pitch to him. That's down low. They appeal to the base umpire, and they say that he went.
Wow.
Now Leggett can't believe that, and he's simply smiling as he walks back to the dugout because there's nothing he can do about it.
Yeah, that's the human element of the game there as Coach Bircher's all the way over the base umpire there.
Back to the top of the Tornado lineup, and their leadoff hitter, Caden Shy, batting for the 3rd time in 4 innings.
Shy ended up scoring a run last inning for the Tornadoes.
He reached down an error. That ball bounced foul down the 3rd baseline.
Audie gave chase, but foul ball.
So Owen Courtney ahead in the count, 0-2. Shy, like we were talking about one of the Philly athletes earlier, certainly a talented multi-sport athlete, quite the player on the football field for Dover.
Yeah, Shy's going to go to Walsh to play baseball.
(0-2) after Caden fouled that pitch away. The next pitch, a called strike 3.
Curveball at the knees there.
So Dover goes 1-2-3 in the fourth, but they continue to lead. It is Dover 4 and the Quakers 2 on the Big Z Sports Network and the sports voice of the Valley.
Sammy Sue's Barbecue on Front Street in Dover offers a menu full of house-smoked meats, including choices like ribs, chicken, steak, and pork. Sammy Sue's takes pride in knowing that everything on their menu is made fresh in their kitchen with the freshest ingredients. Sammy's also offers a variety of specials all week long, including the popular wing nights every Tuesday and Thursday. Find Sammy Sue's Barbecue on Facebook for a full list of daily specials and everything they have to offer.
We've reached the bottom of the fourth inning. Dover leading New Philadelphia 4-2. And at McDonald's, whether you're looking for a quick bite to eat or a new career, the local McDonald's want to meet you. Download the app for big savings or stop in and fill out an application. McDonald's. 20-piece McNugget here in between us. That'd be nice.
That'd be all right, wouldn't it?
What kind of sauce are you going for, by the way?
I'm a ranch guy.
Ranch?
Yeah.
I'm going for it's kind of a McDonald's exclusive to some degree. I like that hot mustard.
Oh, the hot mustard?
Yeah, I'll go
nice
for that.
smooth, yeah.
Yeah.
How about McDonald's Coke? I mean, that's top of the line right there.
Matter of fact, sitting right here,
Right
and a lot of times broadcast people will say, yeah, I've got this, and they don't. Yeah. I've got a McDonald's Diet Coke right here.
I vouch for Mr. Morgan here. He definitely does.
And anybody who knows me knows that I am a Diet Coke. I do not, unless I'm near, what do you call that, dehydration. In that case, bring me water, but don't bring me a Pepsi product.
Give him a Diet Coke.
Yes, Diet Coke. Revive me with a Diet Coke.
That's right.
So Dover leading by a pair as the Quakers come to bat the fourth time around against Colin Bruno.
Bottom of 4.
Catcher Jack Range.
Flew out the left last time, I believe.
He did. The center fielder Caden Shy coming over to make that catch in left center, and Range this time around taking a strike. Kane Oddie on deck, then back to the top of the Quaker lineup. Bruno standing tall on that Dover City Park mound, and the next pitch missing. A ball, a strike on the right-handed hitting freshman catcher, Jack Range. Bruno ready, Range ready. The 1-1 pitch hit hard toward the shortstop. Leggett's got it, throws on to first, and Mast a good job leaning to right field side to make the catch for the first out of the inning.
Yeah, good stretch there by Mast, leaning up the right field fair line to catch that. I never understood that about baseball, why they call it a foul line when it hits it, it's fair.
If you're asking me
ask
me to explain that, I have no idea. It makes no sense, does it?
Me either, no, yeah.
It really doesn't. Kane Oddie, who grounded back to Colin Bruno in his first at-bat. That was back in the second inning. Dover up 4-2, breaking pitch and a called strike. Well, the longer this game seems to go, and we don't have analytic numbers in front of us to document this, but Colin really doing a great job of throwing that breaking ball, Travis, for strikes.
Yeah, he's got that nice curveball, and that really offsets his fastball there. And if you're not throwing low to mid-90s, you got to have that off-speed pitch to really accentuate the fastball.
Kane Oddie, the sophomore, getting the start to third. Ready is Bruno, and the 1-1 pitch. Kane swings, can't quite catch up with it. 1-2. Now, you and I talking about it being chilly and wet here.
Yes, sir.
Here's a young man, probably from Dover. I could be from Philly. taking pictures. Looks to be a high school student in shorts.
Yeah, that's he is a Dover High School junior. It's a bold move.
That ball bouncing to the other Leggett. This time at second base, he throws on to first. So the Leggett brothers getting a pair of assists as this bottom of the fourth gets underway for New Philly. Now 2 down for the Quakers. And back to the top of their lineup with center fielder Max Steele. Steele, 2 at-bats, 2 strikeouts, 1 swinging, 1 looking. I have no idea how that guy's sitting over there in shorts.
No, that's out of bounds.
That might be our Subway player of the game, to be able to stand that. First pitch to Steele, missing outside and low for a ball.
I guess when you're young, you're invincible, Bill.
There's no way. I mean, I would try for $1 million. I don't know if I'd last all 7 innings for $1 million.
Yeah, I looked over there when you said that. There's a one up in the stands here in shorts and a T-shirt, and that's absolutely incredible.
Max Steele swinging, fouling the next pitch off. It's they show 1-1 on the board.
I had 0-2 though, Bill, so I guess it's 1-1.
The next pitch to Steele, hits it.
He's
what?
Fast.
To Leggett.
Oh.
And Leggett drops the ball, and that allows Steele to reach on the 2-out error.
Routine ground ball there to Leggett, and the speed of Steele maybe affected that a little bit. It crawled up his arm, and that's going to be an error on the second baseman.
Well, we've talked about this a number of times, probably most relevant to the pitchers, but maybe he goes to get that ball, and it's slick and hard to tell.
And, baseball with the lefty, it's one of those very few advantages in sports for a left-hander. They get to start 3 feet closer to first.
That'll bring Owen Courtney to the plate. Courtney 1 for 1 so far, singled and scored and struck out. First pitch, Owen taking for a strike. Dover up by a pair, 4-2, and yes, it actually is the bottom of the fourth. If you're joining us on the live stream going, how can it be the bottom of the fourth? The Phillies batting and they're playing at Dover, which is a fair enough question. And Travis, why don't you, quickly explain how all of that surfaced?
Well, New Philly and Dover tied, so they went to a coin flip to see who got the second and third seed. New Philadelphia won the coin flip, so they were the 2 seed. Yesterday, the game was supposed to be at Tuscora Park in New Philadelphia. It got rained out. They tried to reschedule for day, got rained out again, and per OHSAA rules, if the other team is available field and playable, you have to move it. So New Philadelphia retains home advantage, but not home field advantage as we're here in Dover City Park.
That was a pretty good and succinct explanation. I like that.
Thank you.
One of us is a professional broadcaster.
And the other one's me.
Not. Well, but you sounded like the pro there, and So now Hunter Edwards calls for time, goes out to talk things over with Bruno.
It looked like he crossed up Edwards there behind the plate a little bit, so they want to get on the same page here because in games like this, and especially tight games, one mistake, one pass ball can cost you. And so Hunter, the senior, went out there and got on the same page.
Well, and Courtney has long ball power. I believe he had 8
definitely.
home runs a year ago.
Careful
so,
here.
So certainly Colin will not want to leave one up in the zone against the junior. Bruno ready, the pitch, called strike. A great job of working what looked to be the outside part of the plate and keeping it down in the zone as we were just talking about.
Yeah, you get it up here and Courtney barrels it up. It's a tie baseball game, so Bruno's got to be careful here and work down.
2 outs in the inning, 1 on. That's Max Steele who reached on the air. The 1-2 pitch,
nice pitch.
Swing and a miss as Bruno ends the Quaker 4th inning. So we head for the 5th. Dover leading rival New Philadelphia 4-2 on the Big Z Sports Network and the sports voice of the Valley.
Ron's Heating and Cooling in Denison has been serving this great area since 1977. At Ron's, no matter what you need, they can handle it. From heating and cooling to standby Generac generators, water heaters, tankless water heaters, mobile home equipment, duct cleaning, and 24-hour no-heat service. Winter, spring, summer, or fall, all you have to do is call 740-922-5252. Ron's Heating and Cooling proudly supports high school sports and would like to wish best of luck to all local athletes participating this season.
The Dover Tornadoes ready to battle for the fifth time in the top of the fifth inning against rival New Philadelphia. The big inning for the Tornadoes back in the third when they scored 4 runs on 3 hits, left a runner on base against Quaker right-hander Owen Courtney. And for Dover,
Mrs. McClellan coming here clutch with the hot chocolate for us, Bill. One for you, one for me.
You married you a good woman.
I did. I outkicked my coverage.
As they say.
Who thought we were at the very end of May needing hot chocolate, but here we are.
Unbelievable. The 2-hole hitter, Luke Leggett, to lead things off. And that is indeed hot chocolate.
Yeah, we may not be able to talk after that.
Hello.
Whoa. Yes, sir.
You know what? That's all right. We'll suffer through it.
Yeah.
Get that body temperature up a little bit.
Absolutely.
Luke, 2 at-bats so far, a ground out and a pop-out. Courtney's first pitch to him, a called strike. The good thing about it, it was hot and it is chocolate. Yeah. Sometimes you get chocolate, but It's lukewarm.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's hot and it tastes like water. The next pitch.
Martini going back out for the third inning out there in the bullpen. He's going to need rest just warming up out there.
The next pitch from Courtney, that's a little bit low, ball 2. So Dover hoping to build on what is right now a 2-run lead. Dover 19 wins on the year coming into this contest. That ball fouled into the turf at home plate and over toward the third base dugout where Quaker coach Tyler Weisel scoops it up.
Dover, of their 6 losses, Bill, 4 of them came by 1 run. 1 to these New Philadelphia Quakers.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Leggett waving that bat around on the right side. That ball lifted on a fly to center field. Max Steele a couple of steps back, and he'll make the catch for the first out in the inning. So Hunter Edwards today 2 for 2, an infield single, another single, scored a run, drove in a run. So certainly one of our contenders for our Subway Player of the Game here at the midway point of the game.
He's been busy at the plate.
Courtney ready, and his first pitch to Edwards this time, called a strike. Hunter kind of shakes his head. I don't know if he's shaking his head at the call or shaking his head as make sure Colin Bruno gets that call in the bottom of the inning. Somewhere amongst that.
Somewhere in there, I would think. Courtney up 0-2 here early on this in this count against the 3-hole hitter for the Tornadoes.
We may give your wife the Subway Player of the Game for bringing that hot chocolate.
Yeah.
Edwards back into the box, looking out towards Courtney. Courtney ready with the 0-2 pitch. Down low, 1-2.
Nice curveball out of the junior, and Hunter Edwards spit on it there and didn't go, but that was a really nice curveball.
Courtney checking in with the freshman catcher, Jack Range. And the 1-2 pitch. That ball popped up on the infield. First baseman Keaton Fossil coming in to make the grab for the second out.
The off-speed pitch from Courtney there got Hunter Edwards out on his front foot there and hits a pop-up over to first base.
Liam Mast who's reached down a walk and scored in that Dover 4-run third, and also had a nice rip, although an out in his first at-bat when he lined down. That ball bounced to Adi at third. He'll grab it, fire on to first base, and pulls Fossil off the bag, but Fossil tags the runner as he goes by to end quickly the Dover 5th inning. Now the umpire talking a little bit to both teams. The home plate umpire, Jeff Gardner. We've played 4.5. Dover leading New Philadelphia 4-2 on the Big Z Sports Network and the sports voice of the Valley.
H&M Collision is conveniently located just off the boulevard in Dover and invites you to experience their unmatched customer service the next time you're in need of collision repair. H&M Collision will offer the highest standards in the industry using state-of-the-art equipment to complete each repair by the book, never compromising on quality and keeping your safety and satisfaction their top priority. When you need premium auto body services, trust H&M Collision, where you're treated like family.
High school tournament baseball with the Big Z Sports Network and the sports voice of the Valley. Dover leading New Philadelphia 4-2 as the Quakers come to the plate in the bottom of the 5th inning. Our sponsors today, including Keim Home Center, the Tuscarawas Insurance Agency. I just talked to Bill Weisgarber today from Tuscarawas Insurance Agency, and Subway. Subway, find your fresh. And Colin Bruno, certainly today when we looked at his effort out on the mound, Travis has been impressive.
Yeah, he's been quite impressive. He gave up the 2 runs. I believe one of them may be unearned, but he settled in against this really good Quaker lineup, giving up only 2 so far through 4.
Bruno finishing his warm-ups. We also like to thank our broadcast partners, folks at Claxon Communications, headed up by Casey Claxon. His crew today, Logan McPeek and Micayela Plants. As Bruno's warm-ups wrap up here in the 5th. And for the Quakers, the key part of their lineup, 3, 4, and 5, the heart of the order, if you will. And Braylon McBride, who has singled in both of his go-rounds with Bruno, had an RBI and scored a run as well.
A junior second baseman having some success here at the plate.
He's deep in that right-handed batter's box. First pitch, a swing and a miss as McBride had a big rip at that one.
Yeah, if he made contact with that, it was going to go a long way. Bruno working down gets the strike.
Bruno quickly off the back of the rubber, climbs back on. The 0-1 pitch fouled back. 0-2. How long did you say that home run was that you gave up here on this field?
Well, I'll say this. Anything that flies that far should have a stewardess on it. It was that far.
But you were young.
I was a young buck, but it's a long way out there.
The 0-2 pitch popped up. First base side, Mast ranging over, and that will just get out of play.
McBride with a little defensive swing there. He just wanted to spoil that and got out of play and did just that. Mast gave chase, but got out of play. Still 0-2.
So McBride trying to battle back, down on the count, 0-2. And the pitch. That ball lifted on a fly, fairly deep left center field, but Caden Shy with that good speed ranging over and making the catch.
Yeah, Caden out there in the no-fly zone chases that down, but McBride just for an 0-2 swing, a little protection swing, hit that a long way, but Shy ran it down.
That'll bring Carson Long, one of the Quakers' 5 seniors, to the plate, has reached base in both of his at-bats on a walk in the first inning and back in the third when he was hit by a pitch. Long, quite the wide receiver for the Quaker football team back in the fall, which, by the way, that seems like it was 8 years ago.
Oh, doesn't it, though?
And a called strike. And again, Bruno, as Travis and I had talked about a little bit earlier, doing a great job of getting that breaking pitch over for a strike early in the count.
Yeah, especially with the rain and the cold. Both pitchers throwing that curveball real well today.
Bruno's 0-1. Nice rip by Long, but foul down the third base / left field line.
Back-to-back curveballs there out of Bruno.
So Carson will step out of that box. Bruno will step to the back of the mound. And normally if this was a dirt field, we'd tell you how he's kicking the mud and the dirt out of his cleats, but we don't have to today.
We do not.
The 0-2 pitch way high for a ball.
Bruno throwing a high there, Bill, changing the eye level, giving him something else to look at, and look for Bruno to maybe work down here and try to get the strike.
Keaton Fossil on deck. Bruno and the Tornadoes ahead in the count, 1-2, and a swing and a miss. Another breaking ball as he continues to excel at throwing that here today, Travis.
Yeah, I'm glad that I don't have to hit against that today, Bill, because his curveball is really working, keeping those Quaker hitters off balance there, trying to get them out on their front foot, and he's really doing a nice job with that.
That'll bring Keaton Fossil to the plate. Keaton 0 for 2 has popped out and reached on a fielder's choice. Bruno's first pitch to him, a swing and a miss, another breaking ball.
The curveball parade is still on here, Bill.
By the way, the kid with the shorts is still here, but now he's got his hood up on his hoodie.
Yeah, and the other one up in the stands he put a hoodie on as well, but he's also in shorts.
0-1. Fossil trying to start some two-out workings here in the bottom of the fifth inning, but takes a called strike now, down 0-2. Well, should Dover win this game, certainly Bruno's ability, especially after the first inning, to work ahead in these counts has been key.
Yeah, the senior has been a 3-year pitcher for the Tornadoes, so he's seen it all.
The 0-2 pitch, that's down low, 1-2.
Good spot for an 0-2 pitch.
Should Fossil reach, that would bring Mason Caterina, who doubled to the left center field wall in his last at bat to the plate. Wind blowing. We can see that flag with a lot of movement in right center field. Bruno with that glove high in front of his face. The next pitch popped up into the very short part of right field. Leggett there to make the catch and end the Quaker fifth inning. We've played 5 at Dover. Dover leading New Philly 4-2 on the Big Z Sports Network and the sports voice of the Valley.
Spring and summer bring big events, graduations, yard sales, and tournaments. The Educational Service Center Print Center is your go-to for sponsor banners, yard signs, and custom graduation packages with invitations, envelopes, and thank you cards. And when it's time for sports, the ECO Center in St. Clairsville is the perfect venue for AAU and JO tournaments. With spacious seating, plenty of parking, and easy access to hotels and restaurants, it's your one-stop arena for wrestling, cheer, and more. Plan your next event with us on the court or in print. Find out more today online at ecoesc.org.
The Dover Tornadoes leading New Philadelphia 4-2 as the Crimson and Gray get ready to come to the plate in the top of the sixth inning. The Philadelphia right-handed junior starter Owen Courtney remains on.
Yeah, Courtney started the game here. He's gone five full, pitching into the sixth here.
And for Dover, 5, 6, and 7 in Jeff Fondery's lineup. Was asking Coach before the game, before our broadcast today, what's the worst weather condition he can ever remember playing in, or I should say coaching in. And he said when he was a coach at Central Catholic, they went to play at Canton Central Catholic, and he said there were snow pellets.
Ooh.
It was snowing, and he said the temperature started in the upper 30s, but was down, actual temperature, he was saying, as opposed to wind chill, and was down to near 30 by the end of the game.
Ouch. That is not baseball weather.
No, that makes today's weather seem kind of balmy.
That's hockey weather.
Mason Gruhl had a big bases clearing double in his last at bat. And that's really the difference in this game.
Yeah, they intentionally walked mass to get the Gruel, and he took a fastball over the left fielder's head there, one hopper off the wall.
The 1-1 pitch, missing, ball 2. Aiden Nimmel on deck for the Tornadoes. That ball grounded to short. Katarina will be there. Grab it, throw on to first. Going to be just in time to get Gruel, and one out in the inning.
Katarina went bare hand side there and gets him by half a step at first.
Aiden Nimmel over 2 today. Aiden has fouled out and struck out. Courtney's first pitch to him called strike. Keep following Big Z on their very active Facebook page, the Big Z Sports Facebook page, for whatever happens in this game to find out where the winning team will go next. And Big Z's coverage continuing, and so many different things going on. Adam Sweski heading up all that, ball bounced. It's going to be over Courtney's head, and they're not going to be able to get him. That is an infield base hit. Boy, great hustle down the line by Immel for the infield base hit.
Yeah, Immel can absolutely fly too, and he hit that chopper, and once it cleared Courtney, McBride really didn't have a play there with the speed of the senior Immel, and he beats it out.
Not only an infield base hit, if you will, but kind of a turf hit.
Sure.
If that's on regular grass, I don't think that gets over Courtney's head.
Yeah, up on the 10-inch mound, and with his height, probably not. And I'll say this about McBride. It's smart holding on to that here with that play and not compounding the problem.
So Braden Bergeron at the plate. Bergeron, a sophomore in the starting lineup, has that DH, has grounded out and struck out. Now finds himself down in the count, 0-2. Courtney's next pitch, right back to Courtney. He will fire to Katarina at second, throw on to first base in time as the Quakers turn. A 1-6-3 double play to end the Dover 6th inning, but the Quakers still down by a pair. The Crimson Tornadoes 4, New Philadelphia 2 on the Big Z Sports Network and the sports voice of the Valley.
We invite you to discover Keim Home Center in Charm, Ohio. Keim is your destination for all things home, building, and woodworking. From renovation and building projects to custom millwork needs, our team of experts work with both homeowners and professionals to bring your vision to life. Visit Keim Home Center in Charm or online at keimhome.com. Keim, built on trust since 1911.
High school tourney baseball with the Big Z Sports Network and the sports voice of the Valley. We've reached the bottom of the 6th inning from Dover City Park, and Dover leading New Philadelphia 4-2. So the Quakers have 6 outs, and you don't have to be a mathematician of Albert Einstein level to know they've got to have at least 2 to force what would be extra innings, or 3 to take a lead. Meanwhile, Dover fighting to stay on top and advance on to the next round after a regular season that has saw Dover already pick up 19 victories. And Travis, that was an interesting number you gave, that of the losses Dover has had, the vast majority of them have been by a single run.
Yeah, just 2 losses. 4 of their 6 losses were one-run games, including the second game of the year, the opener in the rivalry against these Quakers over in New Philadelphia. Their other 2 multi-game losses were from, or multi-run losses were from a really talented Worcester team and Canton Central Catholic.
Mason Katarina, who was 1 for 2, a double and a strikeout. It'll be Caleb Carruthers and Jack Range scheduled after Katarina. Bruno ready. Pitch popped up. Down the left field line. Gruel chasing it from third base.
Nice play. Wow. Absolutely phenomenal play, Bill.
Well, and he had his back to home plate. Travis was tracking that and really made a great grab.
The only thing I can say to that is da-da-da, da-da-da. Sports Center top tenor there by Gruel.
So 1 out in the Quakers' 6th inning. And that'll bring Quakers sophomore right fielder Caleb Carruthers to the plate. Reached when he was hit by a pitch and fouled out to the aforementioned Mason Gruel at third. Trying to get something started for his team here in the 6th inning. First pitch inside for a ball.
Carruthers squared the bunt there and pulled it back on the low pitch.
Dover needs 5 outs. The Quakers need 2 runs. Next pitch, down low, ball 2.
Yeah, 2-0. If I'm Carruthers here, I'm sitting dead red fastball because you don't want to put a runner on here if you're Bruno.
Bruno with that glove high in front of his face, and Carruthers fouls it off along the ground toward the Quakers' third base side dugout.
Bruno does a good job with pace, Bill. If he needs to step off, he steps off. He takes his time. He does a good job controlling the pace.
Now clearly something you see out of a senior, a veteran, and a talented player. The next pitch, missing. So 3-1, and the Dover dugout imparting their wisdom on the home plate umpire, saying that's not low. The 3-1.
Well,
Well,
that's not strike 3.
That's the second time he's made that mistake.
That doesn't bode much confidence to the head coaches when that's the second time you've done that, and having a rough night in this rivalry rubber match here.
So the count full on Carruthers. He's got to protect that plate here. Already 1 out in the 6th. Bruno's 3-2 pitch. Hit hard and legged. A great diving stop, but he can't quite come up with it cleanly. So an infield single for Caleb Carruthers.
Yeah, Leggett went a long way to glove hand side there, knocked it down, couldn't corral it, and Carruthers gets himself an infield hit.
Well, with those Leggett brothers in the middle of the infield, certainly you've got a nice middle part of that defense, and then you look behind home plate, and Hunter Edwards and Caden Shy out in center.
Yeah, it's up the middle is well defensed for the Tornadoes.
That'll bring the catcher Jack Range to the plate. Jack today has flown out and grounded out, hits the ball hard. Now the other Leggett is going to knock it down. The long throw to first is not going to be in time.
Jack Range beats it out.
So back-to-back infield singles for the Quakers. Now the tying runs are on. And Quaker sophomore third baseman Kane Oddie coming to the plate.
Coach Fonder's going to make a mound visit here, talk to his senior.
Our high school baseball tournament coverage being brought to you by Sammy Sue's in downtown Dover. And, boy, they've been great partners with Big Z Sports. We had our preseason football show there. And, I mean, don't get me wrong. The show was great. The food was better.
Yeah, absolutely. And, Sam Anderson really treats us well when we go over there. And, she's been with us for a long time.
McMillan Heating and Cooling, H&M Collision. And also our partners at Kemp Insurance, East High Avenue in New Philadelphia.
Don Kemp, give him a call. He'll take care of you over there.
Oh, great job, Don and Nathan Kemp and all the folks at Kemp Insurance. So the meeting, not a real long one. Jeff Fonrist has making that, I might go to say thousands of times he's made those trips out to the mound.
A former pitcher himself, he can impart some wisdom out there.
So Carruthers at second, Range at first, 1 out, bottom of the 6th inning. Dover up by a pair with Kane Oddie coming to the plate. And he lifts it up, fly ball into short right center, Mast backpedaling, and that ball.
Yeah, right fielder Aiden Immel come up with the play. He called off Liam Mast there to come in and make the play. That was in the Bermuda Triangle. Nice play by the senior right fielder.
Travis could see that because he's standing up. I'm sitting down, and I stood up to see it, but Travis already had that.
Yeah, I have a hard time sitting, Bill. Maybe it's my OCD. I don't know.
So now 2 outs in the inning. Mac Steele to the plate. Mac 0 for 3 today. Has reached on an error. Struck out a couple of times. Well, the Quakers have had some opportunities. They just haven't been able to take advantage of them. Right now, our unofficial count, they've left 6 on so far. First pitch to Steele, missing high for a ball.
Steele there. Good wheels on the base paths and at the plate here for the Quakers.
Mac looking out toward Bruno. Senior v. Senior. The next pitch, Mac fouls it up. That looks like it's going to get out of play, and it does.
Like I said in his first at bat, Mac, and watching him over the years, he really likes to let that ball travel, Bill, and slap it into left field and use his speed to get into second base.
So the count evens up on the left-handed hitting Mac Steele. A ball, a strike. Bruno with a pair on, but a pair out. Bottom of the 6th inning. And the 1-1 pitch, a swing and a miss. Is Steele out in front of that one on the swing now, 1-2.
Yeah, Bruno throwing the fastball there, backed up by the curveball, and trying to keep these Quaker hitters from getting too comfortable in that box.
Steele, kind of a wide stance at the plate. Carruthers at second, Range at first. Bruno's 1-2 pitch. That ball blooped out behind second base, but Leggett there to make the catch and end the Quaker threat in the 6th. We head for the 7th inning. It's Dover 4, New Philadelphia 2 on the Big Z Sports Network and the sports voice of the Valley.
For over 55 years, McMillan Heating and Cooling has been your local comfort expert and proud trained dealer, offering prompt services on all brands with professional work, clear and honest proposals, and fair pricing you can trust. Whether it's repair, replacement, or regular maintenance service, McMillan Heating and Cooling has options that fit your needs and budget. And when it's time to upgrade, come see us for a no-obligation quote. Call McMillan Heating and Cooling at 330-343-0235. Local for over 55 years and still keeping you comfortable.
The 7th inning having arrived at Dover City Park, with the Dover Tornadoes leading New Philadelphia 4-2. New pitcher for the Quakers, talented 6'5" freshman right-hander Jackson Martini.
You get that 6'5" freshman up on that 10-inch mound. He's throwing it downhill, and so he's had quite the successful freshman campaign, Bill.
And he was absolutely key out of the New Philadelphia. Now, he's been a starter.
Sure.
But he was key out of the bullpen in the first matchup of the season between these two teams. And he wants to keep Dover, from an offensive perspective, in check. Dover, of course, as they come to the plate, are hoping this is the final time they bat tonight.
Yeah, and they're gonna come here with Kale Oswald. So they're going to go 8-9-1 here for the Tornadoes. And I believe the Quakers coming up in the bottom got 2-3-4 coming.
So we'll see how it all plays out. Kale Oswald, as Travis talked about, leading things off 0 for 2, a pair of ground outs. 1 to third, 1 to second.
The junior speedy wide receiver for the Tornadoes playing left today.
Martini's first pitch missed out of the zone, as does the second, 2-0.
Martini missed both of his pitches so far up, trying to work out the kinks here.
Jackson comes set, and the 2-0 pitch, that's down low and away, 3-0.
So if I'm Oswald here, I'd be sitting dead red, but I'm probably taking, I'd want to see a strike out of the freshman here before I get too excited and swing.
Martini gets the sign, the pitch Ball four.
4 straight. Martini throwing out of the stretch. Again, that's a big trend in baseball these days with outrunners on, still throwing out of the stretch. Mound visit.
Quick trip to the mound by New Philadelphia pitching coach Logan Moorhead. Probably just giving the freshman a chance to collect himself. And
settle the nerves a little bit. You know, not only is it a rivalry game, which is enough pressure, but it's tournament time too, which just ramps it right up. Pressure either makes dust or diamonds.
Now to bring Nathan Leggett to the plate. Nathan today 1 for 2, singled, and has scored one of the 4 Dover runs so far.
We'll see if Coach Jeff Fondress bunts him over here. Bunts Oswald over in the scoring position.
Martini ready, showing bunt and pulling the bat back, but getting a called strike for his efforts is Nathan Leggett. Coach Fondress going through the signs. More on that in just a second, because I find that anymore in 2025 interesting. Leggett shows bunt, puts it down, a perfect bunt. Range picks it up, throws it on to first in time to get Leggett, but a successful sacrifice as Oswald goes down to second. But so much now, and I'm sure you've seen it, Travis, with your son, a player.
Sure.
You hear the 4-digit 3-1, 2-4, as opposed to flashing signs. But Coach Fondress still doing that.
Coach Fondress just he still sticks with what he likes, what he knows, and that the kind of the number system has kind of taken over, but not here in Dover yet.
Caden Shy coming to the plate and takes a called strike.
Nice curveball there from the freshman, first pitch strike. Caden Shy, the senior here.
So Dover trying to add on to what is a 2-run advantage here in the top of the 7th, tournament baseball. Martini not necessarily liking what he sees. Well, here's something you really don't see too often that we're seeing right now. A freshman pitching to a freshman in terms of pitcher to catcher.
Pitcher to catcher, yes.
And a high school
the battery
tournament game. Martini's next pitch, a swing and a miss. Boy, a nice breaking ball there is Shy way out in front of it.
Yep, back-to-back curveballs there from the freshman for strikes.
Shy 0 for 3, but he reached base on an error and scored a run, so that's really what's important. 0-2. The next pitch popped up on the infield. Coming in, can't make the play, so reaching with now 2 runners on and 1 out, Caden Shy.
Yeah, Caden Shy just hit a little cue shot there between the pitcher and second baseman, kind of no man's land. McBride laid out to get it, couldn't get it. Dover's got 2 runners on with 1 out here. Sophomore Luke Leggett at the plate.
Luke Leggett today 0 for 3, has grounded out, popped out, and flown out. Well, believe me, Dover would love to add on to what is a 2-run lead here in the top of the 7th inning. Martini with the pitch, a called strike. Mentioning Caden Shy at first, and like so many of these small-town Dover, Philly, Dover things, he's an outstanding tornado. His mom teaches in the New Philly school system, and she was an outstanding golfer.
Yeah, she played at Ohio State.
She did. Had a ball fouled back out of play.
That sounded expensive, Bill. I think that hit Logan McPeek's car.
It did. Fortunately for him, it hit the trunk of his car and not the back windshield. Not too much damage because he doesn't look too worried.
Yeah. Well,
but of course, it's his dad's car, probably.
Your veteran presence, you moved your car. Logan pulled his into your spot.
0-2 on Luke Leggett. And the pitch. Hit hard to second base. Nice diving stop
trouble
by Fossil. He can't get it. And Dover has now forged the bases loaded without hitting the ball out of the infield.
Yeah, Leggett there hit a nice shot down between first and second. Fossil, outstanding play, dives to knock it down, but Martini couldn't cover in time to beat the speedy Leggett. Bases loaded, 1 out.
Well, the one thing that Fossil did by diving to stop that was prevent the run from scoring. He
certainly did. He stopped one, possibly 2 runs with the speedy Shy running.
So Yeah, had he not made that play, Oswald surely would have scored.
Sure, yes.
And like Travis mentioned, maybe Caden Shy. That'll bring Hunter Edwards to the plate. Edwards, 2 for 3. Pair of singles, a run scored, a Dover RBI. Right now, Dover up by 2, 4-2, but threatening to add more. Martini's first pitch, a breaking ball and a called strike.
Martini has a feel of that curveball early here. He's been throwing it for a strike ever since he threw the 4-pitch walk to earlier in this inning.
The next pitch, Edwards fouls it into the dirt turf. 0-2.
Martini has him down 0-2 here. The senior's going to have to battle back. Freshman versus senior here. Big spot. Big spot.
Edwards briefly stepping out of the box. The veteran climbs back in. Martini ready and comes set. The 0-2 pitch. That ball bounced to Katarina. Flips to second to throw back onto first base. In time as the Quakers turn an inning-ending double play to prevent Dover from scoring further. Now the Quakers need runs. We head for the bottom of the 7th inning. Dover up by a pair. The Crimson Tornadoes 4, New Philadelphia 2, here on the Big Z Sports Network and the Sports Voice of the Valley.
Hi, I'm Zach Motice with the Tuscora Insurance Agency. For all your auto, home, farm, and business insurance needs, contact our team at the Tuscora Insurance Agency. Or stop in and see us at one of our 3 locations in downtown New Philadelphia, Sugar Creek, or in Strasburg, providing excellent service to the Tuscarawas Valley since 1885. Everyone here at the Tuscora Insurance Agency would like to wish all area athletes good luck this season.
High school tourney baseball. We are at Dover City Park and in the bottom of the 7th inning. And the Dover Tornadoes with a 4-2 lead. The game plan, simple. Get 3 outs before the Quakers get 2 runs. And you can say, Travis, the game plan is simple, and it is, but sometimes easier said than done.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the game plan is quite simple. You either want to get 3 outs or 2 or more runs if you're the Quakes. But the reality is this: we're going to know here at the end of this inning possibly who's surviving and advancing and whose season's over. I believe the Quakes send 2, 3, 4 to the plate here.
You are correct. Owen Courtney, Braylon McBride, and Carson Long. And although Owen left the game as pitcher, still in the lineup and that batting in the 2 spot. And certainly, as you would expect in any high school baseball lineup, the Quakers with some juice in terms of possible home run power in the 2, 3, and 4 spots. But the first thing you have to do is get a runner on.
Yeah, and this guy here has some power. Strength versus strength right here.
Bruno climbs onto the rubber, checks in with Edwards, and Courtney waiting in that right-handed batter's box. That ball popped up foul and easily out of play down the left field line.
Courtney out in front of that fastball there, drives it foul over the left end there.
Dover looking for what would be their 20th win of the season and a chance to advance on to tourney play next week. The 0-1 to Courtney. Down low for a ball. 1-1.
Went curveball there, bounced it in the dirt to even up the count.
Courtney 1 for 3 today, singled and scored one of the 2 New Philly runs and has struck out a pair of times. Bruno's 1-1 offering. That's fouled back and out of play.
Ooh, that almost hit a kid.
You and I know where our kids are at.
That's right.
Not hitting one of your kids is in the dugout.
That's right. He's safe in there.
Yeah, he's good. No, it's good. The 1-2 pitch from Bruno popped up. Leggett calling for it at second base, and he will make the catch. 1 out in the inning. So Nathan Leggett, the senior, his brother Luke Leggett, the sophomore, at short. That'll bring Braylon McBride to the plate. The most successful Quaker today against Colin Bruno.
He had a fairly deep fly out last at bat, if I remember correct, Bill.
You are correct, and he's also, in his other two at-bats, 2 for 2, hits a long fly ball to center field, but Caden Shy tracking and makes a nice grab out there for the second out.
Yeah, that was piece that was barreled up, but Caden Shy, the 3-year starter, tracks the ball really well in the outfield.
So the Quakers are down to their final out. Dover leading by 2, 4-2.
Carson Long, the senior, is going to step up here with the season on the line.
Well, and this is what you'd call pressure.
Yeah.
Not that it's not pressure on the Crimson Tornadoes, but Long knows he needs to reach base to keep the season alive. Bruno's first pitch, that ball lifted into left field. Oswald drifting toward it. He'll make the catch, and the Dover Tornadoes will advance as they knock off New Philadelphia 4-2 for a big win, propelling them on in the baseball tourney. Travis and I will come back with the high school baseball postgame show. Dover 4-2 winners today on the Big Z Sports Network and the Sports Voice of the Valley.
Subway refreshed their ingredients, then their menu, and now they're slicing their meats fresh. That means fresh sliced turkey, fresh sliced ham, and 2 new Deli Hero subs. Try the Titan Turkey and Grand Slam ham, each piled high with double the cheese and more meat. Order your new Deli Hero sub with freshly sliced deli meats today, and be sure to try all the subs on the refreshed Subway Series menu. Subway's tastiest menu upgrade yet.
Whether you're looking for a little extra income on the side or an exciting full-time career with endless potential for advancement, our local McDonald's has an opportunity for you. Flexible schedules, competitive pay, fun perks, and a supportive team environment are all part of the package. A job at McDonald's is one of a kind, just like you. Wherever you are in life, you can find a meaningful career at McDonald's, and it comes with a side of whatever makes you happy. Apply online at mcdonalds.com today.
This is Christine from Dover Philly Heating and Cooling, your trained comfort specialist located in downtown Dover. In the dead of winter or the dog days of summer, we're here for you 24/7 with friendly, personal attention and honest, affordable service. And right now, our customers will receive a free duct cleaning with a qualifying system. Call me for details. So if you've been considering installing a new HVAC system, now is the time to act. Call me, Christine, at 330-343-5511. Dover Philly Heating and Cooling, your comfort on call since 1981.
This is Nathan Kemp with Kemp Insurance. Contact us today for all your auto, home, farm, and commercial insurance needs. We're proud to have been your local hometown agents for over 35 years and look forward to helping you see the difference local agents can make for you. Kemp Insurance on East High Avenue in New Philadelphia.
This is Don Kemp with Kemp Insurance. Whether it's repair work from a fender bender, the after effects of a powerful storm, or a life-changing moment like a house fire, Kemp Insurance is here to provide unmatched customer service. Kemp Insurance, your local hometown agents for over 35 years.
The Dover Tornadoes 4-2 winners today as Jeff Bonder's team advances on in tournament play. And Travis, no doubt, a tournament win is a tournament win, and it's always important, but it's got to be a little extra sweet for the Crimson Tornadoes today over that arch rival.
Oh, absolutely. As we always say, these two could get together in chess or jacks or pickleball or whatever, and it's going to be an outstanding contest. And you go into that rival and you accept everything that comes with it, the wins, the loss, and Dover gets the season victory 2-1 over them, 2-1. Also gets to end their season, so it's got to be a little extra sweet for Coach Fondress and his Charges.
No question about that. We hope to talk with Coach coming up in just a couple of minutes. And Travis now for Dover, they advance on to play next Wednesday.
Yeah, they're going to play the winner of Steubenville, Tri-Valley. Tri-Valley was the 1 seed, but because of the same situation here with the weather, they're traveling to Steubenville. I'm currently getting a hold of some people trying to get a score for us there, but the winner in a neutral site will play, high seed host again, I believe, one more time. Or is it neutral site?
Well, we will check on that.
Yeah, we'll check on that.
Get all that 4-1-1. For New Philadelphia, their season comes to an end under 8th-year head coach Tyler Weisel as they finish the campaign at 14-8. We will come back and we'll choose a Subway player of the game and hope to have a word with Coach Fondress. Dover a winner today. They knock off New Philadelphia 4-2 on the Big Z Sports Network and the Sports Voice of the Valley.
Family owned and operated for more than 50 years, Dover Brake specializes in sales and service of everything involving automotive and heavy-duty brakes, along with a vast selection of truck parts and accessories. They also offer alignment, custom U-bolt bending, industrial sandblasting, bonding, and more. And now, you can find the parts you're searching for with a complete in-store inventory updated regularly at DoverBrakeInc.com. Safely shop and pay online and have your purchase delivered, or pick it up at Dover Brake, Route 250 in Strasburg, online at DoverBrakeInc.com.
T-County Boxing Academy on East High in New Philadelphia invites anyone serious about boxing to see what they offer and have success just like pro boxer and Yurixville's own Sugar Dre Donovan. T-County Boxing Academy not only offers the area's premier training facility, but also offers the best supplements on the market for peak training to get the most out of your workouts. To see all T-County Boxing Academy has to offer, find T-County Boxing Academy-TCBA on Facebook.
You know what's better than a limited time deal? An unlimited time deal. That's why the Wendy's $5 biggie bag with a junior bacon cheeseburger, 4-piece nugs, junior hot and crispy fries, and small soft drink is available all the time. Because the best time for fresh, never frozen beef and Applewood smoked bacon is all the time. Duh. I feel like I'm repeating myself a lot. For the best deal of all time, gotta be Wendy's.
Unlimited time does not mean forever. U.S. price and participation may vary. Prices may be higher in Alaska, Hawaii, and California via third-party delivery. Fresh beef available in the contiguous U.S., Alaska, and Canada.
Dumont Sporting Goods in Dover and Canton has just what you're looking for, so your athlete has the best gear for the sports they play. Dumont's has a large apparel selection and can handle your customized screen printing as well as embroidery for your team or business. For sporting goods and for all your apparel needs, Dumont Sporting Goods in Dover and Canton has everything you want to play and look your best.
Big moments are coming. Are you ready? If you need sponsor banners, graduation programs, or yard sale signs, the East Central Ohio Print Center has you covered. Visit ecoprintcenter.org. And if you've got a new driver in the house, East Central Ohio ESC offers flexible driver's education with in-car training and online options. Scholarships are available from signs to steering wheels. The East Central Ohio Educational Service Center is here to help. Find out more today online at ecoesc.org.
The Eat Fresh refresh just won't stop. Now Subway is refreshing their catering with easy order platters and box meals perfect for any occasion. Start with sandwich or wrap platters. They're loaded with craveable crowd pleasers to feed your crew without all the work. Or try individually packaged box meals featuring a tasty 6-inch sub, footlong, or wrap, plus chips and a freshly baked cookie. When you have a group to feed, make it fun, delicious, and easy with catering from Subway. Visit Subway.com to place your catering order. Advance notice may be required.
Welcome back to Big Z Sports coverage of high school baseball tournament action. Travis McClellan joined here with the winning skipper, the Dover Crimson Tornadoes veteran head coach Jeff Fondress. Coach, congratulations on the big win over your rival, 4-2.
We were excited. That was a heck of a high school baseball game, and I'm glad we came out on top for sure.
Coach, that game had a lot of everything in it. There was defensive plays, there was timely hitting and things of that nature. Let's start before the game. A little oddity here. You're playing on your home field, but you were the way they kind of walk through that and how that changes things for you.
Yeah, I don't know that it had a big effect. You know, obviously we're not used to batting first here, but sure. I thought we limited their damage a little bit, and it was a tough night to play baseball. You know, give both teams credit. I think there was a few thrown around that, normally you might not see, but sure. A tough day to play, and we're real fortunate.
Coach, your Chargers, you have a veteran crew. You started out the game down a run, not what you wanted, but they stayed with it. They battled. They didn't panic. They put up a 4-run inning to take the lead and really set the tone for your team. Talk about being down a run and their mentality.
You know what, Colin did a great job of limiting the damage. They had a chance to get 2 or 3 runs
sure.
a couple times, and he held them to 1 run in a couple of innings, and that was a difference in the game. And then, how about Mason Grohl makes a web jump play down there along the fence, and then comes up big with a bases loaded double to give us a little bit of a lead there. So it's great to see seniors coming up at the right time.
Yeah, my broadcast partner and I, Mr. Morgan here, we're trying to decide player of the game. Those two made it very difficult on us. But so you're the third trifecta of the rivalry game. You take the season series 2-1, maybe a little sweeter here in the playoffs, and you get to advance. So talk about that the win there.
Oh, it's a win against Philly is makes these guys season. Sure. As a coach, it's just you're just glad to be part of this rivalry, and then to be able to win 2 out of 3 against a really good team, and all 3 were really good ball games. I mean,
great ball
all
games.
3 of them could have went either way. So we feel really fortunate, and we're glad to be moving on.
Yeah, everybody who came here got their money's worth today. Like you said, there was defensive web gems, there was timely hitting, great pitching on both sides of the thing. What a great high school baseball game. The fact remains that you get to survive and advance to next week. You're going to play the winner of Tri-Valley and Steubenville, and so we're looking forward to that. And you've seen both teams, I believe. So looking down the road, happy to keep playing another week of baseball.
Absolutely. These guys won 9 of their last 10. That's a 20-win season we put together tonight. So looking forward to just taking them one at a time and keep going.
Yeah, another deep run, just similar to last year, Coach. And we here at Big Z hope you keep it going, and we're going to follow you down the tournament trail, and good luck next week.
All right, appreciate all you guys.
Yeah, thanks for coming on.
Thank you.
That was veteran head coach Jeff Fondress from the Dover Crimson Tornadoes. He leads his Charges to beat New Philadelphia 4-2 as Bill joins me back here, and then we have the tough task, but what a baseball game, Bill.
I've got the good news and the bad news. The good news is you get to talk to Coach Fondress,
sure.
Dover a winner. The bad news is now you got to be rejoined by me.
No, that's not the bad news. Now I can hand the controls back over to you and just be the sidekick.
Well, and as you and Coach were talking
sure.
about both Colin and Mason key roles,
yeah.
but I don't think you win a high school tournament game of this level without the pitching we saw from Colin Bruno.
I mean, you don't. And pitching starts it. And Colin's a 3-year starting pitcher for the Tornadoes. He showed his moxie today. He went down 1 early, had a couple throwing errors there, had some errors in the field. But when the going got tough, pressure makes either diamonds or dust. And he was diamonds today when they needed it and pitched the Tornadoes to a win.
So congratulations, Colin Bruno, our Subway player of the game. Our thanks to Travis McClellan, also our Claxon Communications crew, Logan McPeek and Micayela Plants for making it all possible. Thank you for being a part of our viewership today as well. Dover, one final time, knocking off New Philadelphia 4-2. Keep following the Big Z Facebook sports page for updates on broadcast times, game opponents, and things along those lines. Again, thanks so much for watching today on the Big Z Sports Network and the sports voice of the Valley.
You've been watching high school baseball and softball with Big Z Sports and WJER Radio in partnership with Claxon Communications. This broadcast was proudly sponsored by Dover Break, your local Wendy's restaurants, Dover Philly Heating and Cooling, Kemp Insurance, the ECO Educational Service Center, T-County Boxing Academy, and Dumont's. Special thanks to our scoreboard sponsor, your local McDonald's restaurants, and to Subway, sponsor of the WJER Subway Player of the Game. For unmatched high school sports coverage, follow Big Z Sports with WJER, the sports voice of the Valley.